I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fam's on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's the number one chief rocker in Knicks universe, your man's Uncle Freezy. We're going to come in here, rock with the Nixon Night podcast on a Saturday night, talk about a few things. Just did a couple live streams. I don't feel like you guys got everything that you needed, so here I am, RAW. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Hey, shout out to Chris B. Chris B says, I miss that Knicks team. Me too, brother. Me too. Kareem Grant is in the building. What's good? Dripmore. What's good, Dripmore? What's good? Was it Wilson Ding is in the building? Mick Investment was good, man. I was talking to a couple people behind the scenes, so we may have some people drop in and hang out with us. If not, it'll be like that Tony song, Just Me and You. Right? But we're gonna kick it regardless, because we got some questions to ask. And we'll try to answer them together. Dripmore know what I was going. Here I am, RAW, a terrorist here to bring trouble to. Keith Turner is in the building. Salute my guy. Keith Turner. What's good? Wapo. Wapo is in the building. I love saying that name. Wapo is one of the dopest names that I've seen since we've been here. Wapo. In the building. What's good? What's good? Yo, so what's the next move for Leon Rose? DJ Space Ghost is back in the place. Good to see you. A Nudie 25 is in the building. What's good? What's good, y'all? Being said the next move, trade Randle off rep. I asked us the next move, trade Randle. Get him out of here. So we get, next move, trade Randle. Yeah, man. Angel Torres is in the building. Yeah, man. So, first of all, let me first start by saying, man, I'm excited rocking with y'all on a Saturday night. And hopefully we can have an eventful and non-eventful Saturday night at the same time. You feel me? The freaks come out at night. The freaks come out at night. What? So hopefully we can talk some Knicks, to, go through the possibilities, all that stuff, and then see what happens next. Right? First, let me ask you guys, is Leon Rose done making moves? Keith Turner, is Leon Rose done making moves? Is he done making moves? I think what I need to do is pull up. I need to pull up a sheet so I can do an updated roster. I need to pull up a sheet so that I can do an updated roster. Uh-oh, it's Excel freezy time. It's Excel freezy time. Hold on, y'all. It is Excel freezy time. Let me do a couple things here just real quick. I'm looking for something. Where is it? Where is it? I had it and I can't find it. Don't you guys hate that when you have something and then you lose it? You have something and then you lose it. Well, let me do this. Instead of looking all crazy in the camera and stuff, let me do this. Guards. Our guards are Derrick Rose, Evan Fournier, Emmanuel quickly, and who else? Oh, Jalen Brunson. Right? Our wings are RJ Barrett, Cam Reddish. Oh, I forgot Miles McBride and Trevor Kills. Miles McBride, Trevor Kills, Terrell. Who was it? Oh, Farron Hunt. Farron Hunt is a wing player. All right, so forwards. Who do we have at forward? Forwards. We have Julius Randle and Obadiah Toppin. And our bigs are Mitchell Robinson, Isaiah Hartenstein, and Jericho Sims. Oh, I forgot Quentin Grimes. Lord have mercy. All right. All right. Who's the other? Oh, Taj Gibson. Share. Let me share this with y'all so that y'all can see it. Windows. All right. Which view is better? Is this better? Is this better? Can y'all see this? Is that better? Yeah. Spree is in the building. What's good? All right. So what's Leon Rose's next move? So you see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So you see we have 17 players already, right? 17 players. Somebody's not going to make it. Can we roll into the season with this, y'all? Can we roll into this season with this roster? What does this roster do for y'all? What does this roster do for y'all? Knicks Nation is in the building. What's good? Eli M, what's good? Salute, salute. Almighty Finesse is back, baby. Yeah. Almighty Finesse is back. What's good? White Falcon says, we're not going to make it. What do y'all think? What do we do with this roster right here? Right? Do we take a name like this? And who else did I see? Who else? A name like that and a name like this? And put them in the G League? Are those G Leaguers? Are those G Leaguers? Payback Carter says we got to do something. We got to make trades. Dripmore says subscribe to the channel. Knicks missing hoodie Knox. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is. I'm not for sure, to be honest with you. I'm not for sure. I'm not for sure this roster can. Yeah, Leon Rose, you got to do something with this. Hey, y'all. Hey, guys, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Share. Do all that stuff. I just put the link out there in the chat for my people that want to jump in and join. Red Barn is in the building. Payback Carter says, I like Keldon Johnson. Is Keldon Johnson available? DSJ, the real DSJ, is in the building. What's good? What's good? Keldon Johnson, is he available now or something? I got some foul stuff going on here behind the scenes. Y'all bear with me, right? Just trying to make some adjustments here. Okay. So how do you guys like this roster? What's good? Eric Siriel is in the building. Payback Carter says, I was agreeing with someone in the chat. How y'all feel about TJ Warren, though? I'm feeling TJ Warren, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't even gonna hold you. I think I'm feeling some TJ Warren. But where does he play? Is he a starter? Do you put him and RJ Barrett in the starting lineup together? What does that mean for Cam Reddish? What does that mean for Farron Hunt? Almighty Finesse says, I'm not really rocking with that roster. And here's the thing. after all the excitement is said and done and all of that, and you get down to the nitty gritty. When you get down to the nitty gritty, bro, this roster don't really pop like that. Because I like Mitch, right? I like Mitch. I like Randle. I like Obi. I like Hartenstein. I like Sims. I like Barrett. I like Reddish. I like Hunt. I like Grimes. I like Rose, Fournier, Quickly, Brunson, McBride, Keels, Montero. But what is this roster capable of doing? What is this roster capable of doing? Is this roster capable of doing anything? Hey, Knicks fan for life. Melo signed a 2-year deal with the Warriors. So Melo signed a 2-year deal with the Golden State Warriors. Hold on for just a second, y'all. Pardon this blank screen real quick. I don't even know why I did it like that. I could have just did it like this. Get the link and do it like this. I don't know what I was thinking, man. All right. Let me do this. Send the link to my boy. Send that link to my boy. Okay. Now that that's out of the way. Man, it's hard doing the show and being a producer and all that stuff at the same time. DSJ, what's good? DSJ, when we going to do some new music, bro? Yo, Elvis is in the building. What's good? Denny's Gaming is in the building. Francisco, what's good? Yeah, Almighty Finesse. I saw something like a Melo 2 years, 16 million. I'm hoping it's not a fib, because you know people like throw stuff out there. But I think I saw a Melo. I saw Golden State sign like a Dante DiVincenzo and a Carmelo Anthony, both for 2-year contracts. So if I'm wrong, pardon me for not being accurate. But I think I saw both like on the same tweet or something. Okay. All right. So if Melo's still out there, bring it on, Melo. What we gonna do, Melo? DSJ says, I'm actually going back to the studio July 5th until the 9th. Okay, I see you. DiVincenzo is official, but nothing is reported with Melo. Okay. All right, good. That means we have a chance. That means there's an outside shot that we can sign Melo. Hopefully, it's not really an outside shot. Hopefully, we can sign him. But the only thing, though, is we already have 17 players contracted or potentially contracted. That means we'll have to either get rid of somebody or pull off another trade. Eric Curiel says, trade Evan a first-round pick and Cam for OG from the Raptors. We will be a 5th seed. Trade Evan in the first for OG from the Raptors. Yeah. I got you. So here's the thing that I would suggest to that. Here's the thing that I would suggest. I want y'all to look at the roster again. I'm just going to put the roster up here so we'll have something to go by, a point of reference, okay? So we have a point of reference, right? We have a lot of guards, man. Rose, Quickly, Brunson, McBride, Keels, Montero, all seem to me to be playing the same position, right? And then your wing players would be RJ, Cam, Grimes, Hunt, all playing the same position. And then Obi and Randle playing the 4. Mitch, Hart playing the 5, maybe some Sims. Wait a minute. Hey, so Denny's Gateman says that's Cat Melo was still contemplating retirement. Oh, okay. Either way, I'm not for sure. I'm not breaking news on Melo. Like, I'm not a news service. You know what I'm saying? Lawrence Tears is not a news service, man. It's the homies hanging out. Moochie Wallace says people forget we still have Tibbs as a coach. He's going to crash our souls. Arthur Newell says, yo, Knicks are winning 45 plus games. Okay, I could in a perfect world, like the movie trailer, in a perfect world where things go awry, a hero comes to town. Juju 92 is in the building. What's good? Payback Carter says, Freezy, you want you get a chance. Can you show us free agents that's left? We can see who's left out there and could fit this team. Okay. The stuff that I've been checking don't have an official list because no free agents are officially signed. Officially signed. You feel me? So I've been checking, but y'all know how it is. I should have my own list. Knicks Nation says we could have paid Knox 2 for 6 and continue his development. Hide Knox until he is ready to contribute at a high level. Okay. Stashed him. I could see us putting Knox in the G League. I ain't even gonna lie. One thing for sure, we gotta move. Don't Google for we gotta move. Don't Google Fournier. All right. So Sexton is restricted. Ayton is restricted. We could pull off a move. Ayton is definitely. I can't see us making a move for Ayton. Let me see. I'm going to do it right now. So, 2022 NBA free agents. All right. Yeah, this is what I thought. It's a bunch of articles out here ain't really saying nothing about nothing. Whole bunch of guys that are signed. I'll put this up on the screen just so that y'all can check it out, but it's a bunch of stuff that y'all already know. I'll share it, but it's a bunch of stuff, man. Y'all already seen. Just be patient with me while I do this. So the list goes as follows: Bradley Beal, Zach LaVine, Jalen Brunson, Anthony Simons, Lou Dort, Nurkic, Mitch, Portis, Bagley, Boucher, Tucker, Martin, Jones, Jayshawn Tate, JaVale McGee, Malik Monk signed with Sacramento, Rubio, Hartenstein signed with the Knicks. We knew that already. Everybody just about is gone. Bol back with Orlando. Anthony Gill back with Washington. Robin Lopez leaves Orlando and goes to Cleveland. Wes Matthews back with Milwaukee. Damian Lee with Phoenix. Troy Brown with the Lakers. Okay, here we go. Josh Okogie is out. Well, no. James Harden, Gallinari, Iguodala, Serge, Thomas Bryant, what's dude's name from Hustle? Dennis Schroeder is out there. Avery Bradley is out there. Lou Williams, Josh Jackson. Wayne Ellington is out there. Dwight Howard, Ed Davis, Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo is 38, y'all. Elfrid Payton is out there. Isaac Bonga is out there. Eric Paschall is out there. Tristan Thompson. Born Ready is out there. Born Ready is only 31. Kessler Edwards is out there. The Dragon is out there. DeMarcus Cousins is out there. DJ Augustine is out there. Okay. Moses Brown, Jared Harper is out there. It ain't really nothing out here, y'all. Scotty Lewis is out there. Okay. Yeah, ain't really nothing out here, y'all. I hate to say it, but this free agency list is not really that. Josh Jackson. I'm not even going to lie to you. I would love to get some Josh Jackson. I ain't going to lie to you. Some Josh Jackson will hit the spot. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, and nobody touching Miles Bridges, bro. And nobody touching Miles Bridges. And I would advise the Knicks to not even go down that road after you saw that tape with Miles Bridges and that nah, you don't even want to touch. No. Yeah, and he deserved to stay out there too. I think the league probably gonna suspend him for like a year. He gonna get that Ray Rice treatment, bro, and he deserve it if it's true. Yeah, Miles. Yeah. Miles Bridges might have played his last game in the NBA. He might. Yo, look who in the building. Ron Cleveland. What's good, Ron? How you doing, brother? That's my brother. Ron Cleveland, what's good? Ron, what you doing up this late, man? This for night owls only, bro. Ron, this for night owls only, bro. Kerry Cox is in the building. Shout out to my peoples. Yeah, man. Unless she beat herself up. Don't see. Yep. Hey, there you go.
Man. Freezy, what's going on with your partner?
Night Owls in the house. What's good?
Man, hey. You know, I told you, I said I was on a self-imposed sanction. You know what I mean? I told you I wasn't coming back until I had something good to say. Man, shout out to my man Isla Wise, man. I talked to Wise earlier, man. I did some research on Brunson. Freezy, I don't care about what we paid to get him. Right. What I seen, the numbers don't lie, man. You know, and you know when you're a player, when you know the game of basketball. You can look at the numbers without looking at a tape, and it'll tell you what type of ball player you're getting. And so I was looking at his basketball reference numbers, man. I thought the boy only averaged like 3 assists. That was the rebounds. This guy averaged almost 5 assists, 16 points in 31 minutes of action. An NBA game is 48 minutes. Right. And that says a lot because the man played with one of the highest usage rate guys in Luka. Yep. So he giving you 5 assists, ain't playing a full 48.
He playing off the ball? Yeah.
Off the ball. Imagine him in the role like he was in college, because we know he was that dude in college handling the rock.
Right.
I got to be totally transparent 100% about it. The guy shoot free throws too, 84%. I think he took, and this was another thing that I like, because I'm old school with this, man. I think the 3-ball has just ruined basketball. It's exciting to see it when it goes in. But, man, when you miss, you better get back on defense or you're going to get punished.
Right.
This guy shoot 37% from the 3-point line and only take 3 threes a game.
Right.
And then I saw his 2-point shots. He's shooting like 54%. And that's where he does the majority of his damage is 2-point shots. So I'm loving that. I'm looking at that. And then the turnover ratio. The guy is like one turnover a game average. 1.6, somewhere in there.
Hey, Ron, I got a surprise for you.
Who that?
I got a surprise for you.
I think I know who it is. Let me guess.
I bet you.
First letter, start with an R.
No. You know who it is, but it's like if I just showed up to your house with a gift.
Okay.
It's like if say you was in the front room and then you heard the call in the yard and you look out the blinds, you're like, who that is in the yard? And then it'd be me, and I'd be walking up with a box, and he was like, "Hey, I know that fella right there.
Okay,
I know that face right there. You know what I'm saying? That's Uncle Freezy. What he got in his hand?" And then I show up, and then I give you this, bam. Oh, you already know it's gonna be a good night. Soul Finger, what's good?
What's going on, Freeze? What's going on, Ron? What's happening, chat? You know,
man. Hey, I talked to Wise.
Y'all just made my night, man. Made my night.
Man, hey, I tried to actually call Rob the Knicks first, because I had to call him first. I couldn't get him because I had to give him his credit. You know, anytime somebody says something, man, you know, we as men. Mm-hmm. You know, if you was on the opposite side of that spectrum, and a person was telling you something, you give them the credit, right? You give them the credit. Yeah, that's what you got to do.
You got to give Rob and Nick his credit.
And Rob told me a long time ago. Rob said, "Man, we need to get Brunson." And when I looked at the numbers, so after I looked at the numbers, that's when I went back and looked at old film of watching him playing. And I'm like, man, we finally got a doggone point guard in here, man.
Finally,
it ain't a question. It ain't a question. And for everybody crying about the money that was paid, this is what you're going to pay for a point guard right now in this league.
That is the premium. That's the premium that's going. If you look at what, I don't mean to cut you off, Ron, but just real quick. Van Vliet just did an extension, correct?
Right.
Yeah, and that was based off of what because of what Brunson then got. But when you look at what's going on to get a point guard,
Yeah.
when we look back at this deal for where we're going to be with this guy moving forward, man, then it's a big benefit. And there's another thing I look at. Okay, we ain't got to worry about him being on no blotters. We ain't got to worry about him pulling no Miles Bridges.
No.
Right.
You know what I mean? And another thing, we ain't gonna have to worry about him arguing with the refs neither.
Yeah, but one thing, he wanted to be a Knick,
and that's another thing.
And
I'm glad you lead me to another thing.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I sat and analyzed this whole thing. Remember, Dallas actually got cocky.
Yeah, they were smelling themselves.
Dallas said they wasn't gonna do no sign and trade. This was before the Knicks had the cap space to just get him outright. And so remember, he was supposed to had that visit supposedly with the Heat, and then the visit with Dallas, and then the Knicks. Remember, he canceled both of them. So I guarantee you, Dallas probably was like, "Hey, we know you going to New York. Let's try to do a sign and trade." And you know how you know that to be the truth? Because Dallas actually offered him more money. He took less to come to New York because they was giving him a 5-year deal for a little bit more money.
Right.
So my thing is, I look at it, man. It was a great move. I'm still cautiously optimistic. I want to see what else we do, but that was a major move. That was a major move. Julius, if the Knicks keep Julius Randle is going to benefit the most from this move.
He's going to have a comeback season, and
he's no longer going to have to be the guy that tries to facilitate offense. He'll be a secondary facilitator.
Cool.
And if I may speak,
go ahead,
on the behalf of the Julius Randle fan club. Julius Randle told me to tell y'all, don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. So shout out to Danny Thomas for the generous contribution. Hey, Danny Thomas, we appreciate you rocking with us, bro. You know what I'm saying? We've been noticing you around, man, and we like having you around, man. Make sure we gonna try to do the best content we possibly can for you. As a matter of fact, Danny Thomas is in the Bay Area, right? Danny, I have a Bay Area content creator coming on Monday nights, Nick at Night podcast. It's you may know him on Twitter, and I know I sound like Arsenio Hall now on Coming to America. You may know him as, you know what I'm saying, but listen, I have Uncle Alchemy coming on.
Okay,
right. He's got his own popping YouTube channel, man. It's blazing on the West Coast, and he covers the Golden State Warriors and the San Francisco 49ers. I've been going back and forth with him a little bit on Twitter over the last couple of years or so. When the Knicks play the Warriors, when the Knicks play anybody's NBA team, I call out their content creators on Twitter, whether it be the Pistons or the Warriors or the Grizzlies or whoever. I just start like these fake beefs with them and touch them up, especially when we win, right? But he agreed to come on the show Monday night. And so for those that love NBA basketball, for one, love the behind-the-scenes stuff, the storylines that go into like what contributed to this dynasty or things like that. This kid, Uncle Alchemy, and I call him a kid. He an old dude. Not old, but this cat, Uncle Alchemy, is a very sharp dude. His channel has dope production. He's full of content. So Danny Thomas, make sure you be around for the Monday version of the Nixon Night podcast. You know what I'm saying? We'll make sure we be here to rock. And if you don't, I'm gonna call you out.
I hear you.
But Danny says, I think Brunson will help us become a play-in team for next year. I would play Brunson, RJ, Reddish, Randle, Mitch together. I think that's the dream scenario.
Yeah, that was the line I was looking at too.
Yeah, Paris Douglas says it's OG hour. Yeah, man.
Shout out to Paris, man. Shout out to Paris and Freeze. I got to do this, man. You know what I mean? We get on people when they ain't doing right, but we gotta give people their flowers when they're doing right too. When they're doing wrong, we get on them. And I gotta say this about Leon Rose, and y'all know I always talk about this. Anybody who knows me, I always say this: when you want your man, you got to go get your man.
Got to go get him.
And it was obvious They wanted Brunson, period. No matter who we might have wanted, they wanted this guy.
Right.
And how many times have the Knicks wanted somebody and didn't get him? Now I ain't here. Don't get it twisted. I ain't here to sing all this about Leon Rose. Because boy, he's made a lot of mistakes. But I gotta give him his credit on this one aspect. He got the man he wanted.
He wanted, yeah.
Right. And then I gotta give that to him. You know what I mean? But I'm still in a holding pattern. I'm gonna be cautiously optimistic with this team. You know what I mean? Normally, I'm just optimistic and I throw everything else to the wind. You know what I mean? But I am treading lightly. But I am optimistic about what I'm seeing. This is a start, but it definitely ain't a finish. And I like the center we picked up too. We finally got a center that got a game that can.
Man, look, you know what, Ron? I'm glad you
game
said something about that because I was really, really surprised that it caught me off guard when we signed Hartenstein. And if anybody hadn't seen him, Hartenstein got a nice game. Right. Knicks Nation's going to like him because he's an energy big man. He hustles. You know, it really surprised me. Now, I did at first when I saw it, I said Hartenstein, but I said, but Mitch hadn't signed. So I was sweating a little bit because I wanted to see Mitch come back.
Hey, I ain't even gonna hold you, bro. When I saw Hartenstein, I was like, okay, he got that swaggy, he got that easy swaggy, you know, kind of game, right? Like, you know what I'm saying?
And see,
like,
you know,
if you see him on paper, he reminds you, like, you see his name, you're like Isaiah Hartenstein. He might be like that big from that movie Eddie.
Yeah.
Anybody even seen Eddie? And so, but when you see him, you're like, okay, he got moves. Like he fluid.
Yeah.
He's more fluid.
Yeah, he is. And this is the thing, you know, me being out here, I get, you know, of course I'm getting Laker and Clipper games, you know, like no tomorrow. And I actually watch them. You know, I watch more Clipper games than I have, you know, I was Laker games anyway. And I saw Hartenstein the first time I saw him, like, who's this cat? Well, the coach of my daughter's team, he's from LA. He's a Clippers fan. I was talking to him about him, saying, "Oh man, he's nice."
Right.
I was surprised that the Clippers let him get away.
Right. Me too.
And you know, and like I said, I you know, I'm not gonna, you know, jump out of the building head first and everything because we made all these moves. But pleasantly pleased, if that's the best way to put it. I'm not gonna go over the top. I'm just gonna see how it falls because I think there's something else coming as well.
Right. And I'm glad you brought that up. The other thing, the other topic that seemed to be running rampant, but I got to say this because I'd be remiss if I didn't say this. To all them people that was clowning the Knicks for not getting Kyrie and Katie.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because you know what? I ain't really heard nobody really touch on that. You know what I mean? Max Kellerman, where you at, partner?
Right.
Oh, Max, no, yo,
he
not about to show his face, man.
Where Jay Will at and Keyshawn?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Especially they try to sound so smart, bro.
But they're trying to dress this whole thing up with Katie and them boys, man. Call it what it is. Them boys ruined that franchise. I mean, think about it. They ruined them. They're ruined.
Right. Hey, you know what it reminds me of? You know what it reminds me of?
Go ahead.
You remember when we was E2s, E3s? Remember how much fun? You remember how much fun we used to have because we didn't know nothing?
Yeah, you ain't know nothing. You ain't
green in my grass in my yard.
Yeah. When we was E2s and E3s, we was burn up our whole paycheck in one day. Because we
didn't know nothing about the finances.
And right, because we wasn't smart enough. Because even like with me, I was smart in school, right? I was smart in school, but that's when I was broke. I could make when I was living under my mama roof, I could make all the smart decisions. Like, I'm gonna put $10 worth of gas in this little POS car, and I ain't gonna go nowhere because all I got is $10 worth of gas. And if I drive to Columbia and come back, I ain't gonna be able to go to such and such Friday night because I ain't got no gas, right? So I say all that stuff to say this: it's one thing being a high school senior under your mom's roof, everybody taking care of you, and you could just walk to the fridge and get you some Pop-Tarts or go grab you a Quentin Grimes or something out the refrigerator, right? But look, when you were E2 or E3 and you got freedom and you got money,
man, what?
And you surrounded by other E2s and E3s, they got freedom and got money. Decision making is not always good. Decision making is not always the priority.
Because you know what, you talked about the days when they were still having those paper checks. We had to go and stand in line and get that paper check.
Yes.
I only got the paper check when I was at reception. But then when I got down range, when I got to Fort Drum, that's where I got that direct deposit.
Yeah.
You know,
and they were trying to get me to get it when I was at Fort McClellan. And I was like, no, I don't want my bank to be in Alabama. I want my bank to be at my duty station.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking, right? So I was cashing my paper check. You know what I'm saying? Drill sergeant used to come through. Hey, Uncle Freezy, here your check. Don't do nothing stupid with it. He like, hey, Uncle Freezy, go buy some kiwi now. You better buy some kiwi, boy. This is my drill sergeant talking to me. And I ain't buying no kiwi. I'm buying a Super Nintendo. So I bought a Super Nintendo, right? And then come inspection Thursday. It's drill sergeant be like, these fools look like crap. I didn't know. So anyway, the point that I was getting at, the point that I'm getting at for non-veterans, right, is when you have an all-young team, right, like the Knicks have. Basically, we have our leaders, Julius Randle, R.J. Barrett, Jalen Brunson, Mitchell Robinson. These guys are 27 and younger.
And it's a beautiful thing. They get to grow together.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So yeah. So what I'm saying is like, I heard a saying one time, and a young one will lead them. I can't even remember where I heard it from. Right. But what I'm saying is I'm getting to this point where it's like, all we need to do is prune maybe a couple of guys. Man, should we keep Taj? I think so.
Yeah,
I keep Taj. I keep Taj, but D Rose, and I like D Rose, but I think you should move D Rose on, and even Evan Fournier.
Right.
Open up some money, because I got a feeling something is, look, they weren't, the whole thing with the trade. Remember I told you before, last time I was on with Freeze, I said, you're talking about how we felt. I told you, I'm not mad about this trade. About the draft. I wasn't mad.
Right. I was.
I wasn't, because
I was hot like a 50 cal barrel, bro.
I know I was hot, man.
You were hotter than a salt.
I laughed at myself the next day because I went and looked at that thing. I said, boy, you was on one. I was so mad. My daughter just looked at me. She said, Dad, and just shook her head. She knew I was mad. I anytime I stopped talking.
Yeah. Hey, Ron.
One or two things. Either I'm sick or I'm mad.
Mm-hmm. Right. Ron, remember we talked for a while about it. I told you I'm not bad. I'm gonna see, because apparently he's gonna go hard in the paint like Walker Flocka in the offset for the free agency, and I still don't think he's done.
No, I don't think he's done. But I just didn't. I didn't like that move. I ain't gonna even front. I still don't like it that we jumped out of that first round. I didn't like that. I got to stand on that one. I ain't gonna switch up on that one. I didn't agree with that one.
Believe it or not, this is what I was trying to make. The point I was making, because we never seen an NBA team do that before. When the first time you ever seen an NBA team jump out?
Normally teams who pull a stunt like that would be a team that already won a championship, and they're trying to stockpile picks because they know they're not going to be getting picks that's going to be worth anything. So they'll trade out of that first, so they can accumulate picks down the road.
Right. Are they trying to clear that cap space money to sign a veteran that can come in, a role player?
Exactly. But you don't see a team that's devoid of talent trying to build, just decide to punt.
Yeah, I was looking because once they couldn't get Ivy or Matthew, I figured we're gonna either trade down and get 2 picks.
Mm-hmm.
But in the back of my mind, I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if they moved on, did something else. And the reason I said that is I was looking at it like that. I started thinking about, believe it or not, the New England Patriots, because that's a Bill Belichick type move that he did.
Right. Okay.
Because think about it, he's done that before. He's traded back and got this and done that out of the first round. Excuse me, I want to cough in the ear. But so that's why I was thinking about it, because I was looking at it, and then Rob the Knick I heard his voice in my head. And this is what I heard. Follow the money. Rob said that, he said that a few times. Follow the money.
Right.
And we knew Brunson was a wrap. You knew that was gonna happen. It wasn't no where they say where smoke there's fire, that was an inferno.
Mm-hmm.
So they made the move, he did. And before we talked about those contracts, I said there was movable contracts. You can move them, you can do things with them. You can still do things with the ones you got left. Evan Fournier can be traded to a contender if possible. There's something else up his sleeve. Like I said, he slapped me across the lips with the Hartenstein because I didn't see that coming. I did see it when they said, well, we won't get Mitch, come back, afterwards. I was like, all right, cool, And like I said, I'm not going to jump out like I did last season. I'm just going to let it all fall. Let everything fall in its place. Be cool about it and see how it comes together. Man, like I said, bottom line, we got to see them play before we can make judgment on everything. But it looks, you see a direction.
At least 20 games. At least 20 games.
At least 20 games, yeah. And shout out to Free Keith for being as positive and staying with it as well, too. Because he and Rob and Nick were two of the main ones talking about it. Look, bottom line, man, it's all going to come together like butt cheeks. It's going to come together, man. You just got to stay patient.
Soulfinger, I swear, me and Soulfinger cousins, bro. Me and Soulfinger's cousins.
Boy, you silly boy. But it was something else that I had to touch. I have to touch on because they're starting to dominate the airwaves with us too.
Okay.
I ain't been around in a while on Vision, but I've been watching and I've been listening and I've been paying attention.
Hey, we've been missing you too, bro. Let me tell you something. Listen, man. We've been missing you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. I know people will disagree on some stuff, and sometimes things happen in Knicks universe that'll drive you insane if you let it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, I smile when I see Ron Cleveland on the screen, and there's thousands of people out there that do the same thing as me. So when we don't see you, we're like, man,
what's going on?
Yeah. And listen, and somebody told me that today. They were like, yo, Uncle Freezy, when you take a break, bro, it's like a missing piece of Knicks universe. And man, I was like, y'all think that about me, but I think that the same thing about Ron and Soulfinger and Stafford Don and Free Keith.
I wish Staff would pop up in here, man. He need to pop up in here, man. If he listen,
man.
Come on in here, man. We gotta have a conversation. Come on in this thing. But I'm gonna tell y'all, man. So this last thing, and this is what I say, man, to all Knicks fans. We all gonna have a difference of opinion, man. But don't let that divide us. You know what I mean? That's what they want. Division, once you divide it, a house divided can't stand.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, hey, let us have our difference of opinion and respect everybody's viewpoint. Because sometimes a person will say something, you might not even thought about it that way. And it help you to see, okay, I understand why. Let the person say what they got to say, too. Don't cut the person off and call their point stupid and stuff like that. Hey, man, everybody got a point. You might not agree with it, but they got a point. Yeah, and I'm going to tell you this. The thing now that's starting to dominate our airwaves, and this is the one time I'm agreeing with the front office wholeheartedly. I like Donovan Mitchell. Let me preface that. I like him. But you got to have a line where you ain't going to cross.
Yeah.
I'm not gutting this team with these young fellas. I'm not doing it. Let these young fellas continue to rock.
Mm-hmm.
And we find out what we got in these guys.
Right.
Because if you go after Spider Mitchell, you saw what San Antonio got for Murray.
Yeah, man.
You go after Spider Mitchell, get ready. Get ready to give up a bunch. I ain't with that because even I don't care.
Did you see what they got for Rudy Gobert?
Yeah, man. That's what I said. Oh Lord. Oh
you know
Lord.
What I mean? And people will say, well, we got 22 picks. Yeah, I understand the 22 picks.
We might have to give up a bunch of them too.
But I ain't ready to
take all of them.
I'm not ready to push my chips in the table on these young fellas, man. Obi, Quick, Grimes, and these fellas might be ham sandwiches, but you know what? A ham sandwich sure tastes better than ramen noodles.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, but I
For
think we
sure.
got some ramen noodles. I mean, not ramen noodles, but a ham and cheese sandwich, not with mustard, but with Grey Poupon.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Hey, and listen,
Boom. You just
and Soulfinger, let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Since when did we stop liking ham sandwiches?
boy,
When,
I ain't never
when did that happen?
I ain't never stopped liking it.
Man, look, you remember them bag nasties they used to give us out the field when you was in the field?
Yes.
Hey, man.
I used to look forward to it.
Man, hey, you can only eat an MRE for so long because you don't want to keep getting stopped up, man. So,
Yeah,
hey, you see a bag nasty?
You talking to a fellow that used to low crawl half a click and drizzle rain to get that ham sandwich.
Hey, look,
Yeah.
now, granted, see, this is the thing. I made, granted, I got you two Army cats out here, and granted, yeah, I was, I was a sailor. However, I was green side, so I did majority of my time with the Marines, being a doc. So I did the same thing they did. I had those MREs. Hey, this is before they had the heating element where you had to throw it up on the Humvee and let that joker cook in the sun. If you out there in that desert like that and flip it. So yeah, so I got a bag. Look, give me a bag nasty over some MREs. I'm tired of being locked up. You counted it down. You like, all right, look, we out in the field for 2 weeks. I'll start eating regular food about 3 days out. So by the time we hump back out of this field, I can go handle my business and blow up somebody's bathroom and go about my business. and I'm that cat.
It's all figure mess my mind up, right? Because I legit be trying to focus on
Watch
like
that
when I
bathroom.
produce the joint, like I'm legit trying to produce the joint, monitor the chat, see who trying to get on, trying to stay on topic, and Soulfinger say something like come together like butt cheeks, and all the stuff I was doing is just out the window. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Bag nasty. Now I'm not so.
And I'm gonna tell you, y'all know another thing. I'm sitting here thinking about this Buddy Mitchell situation because this thing been heavy on me, man. It's been weighing heavy on me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You go after him, you may as well get ready to kiss RJ goodbye.
May as well.
They're gonna want RJ.
He's gonna be the first one they want back in the deal.
Yeah,
Probably.
they're gonna want. Look, we're gonna have. You saw, like you said, you saw with Rudy Gobert. Shout out to the Timberwolves. They went aggressive. They went hard in the paint.
Right.
They bringing back the Twin Towers. Let's see how they work. But Leon, I can't see Leon doing that. Giving up a lot.
He been shrewd these 3 years.
Yeah, I don't see him doing that.
But Soulfinger, here's the thing. Let me ask you this though, Soulfinger.
Mm-hmm.
Since you here, you don't fear a green front office guy versus Danny Ainge? That don't scare you?
Ainge is the mess.
You know what?
That's like a E8. That's like an E8 versus E3.
No, you know what? It could be, but in this situation, and you know me, I've been keeping it. I keep it a buck with everything. And I said it was blamed to get everybody from the front office all the way down to the water boy with the situation we were dealing with.
Right.
So in this situation, Danny Ainge is blowing this joker up. We know it's a fire sale, but
smart man.
Yeah, but he's very.
But he ain't gonna call it that. He ain't gonna call it that. That's how he gonna get so many picks.
And that's the smart move. You don't advertise you selling something good. You let people try to come and give you force you to give up them goods, and that's what's gonna happen. Yeah. Somebody gonna pay the price.
But see, this is the thing. I'm looking at how Leon had fleeced us over the years. You know what I'm saying?
Numerous times.
And you see the moves he's making. He's done some Sam Presti OKC type moves with the stacking of draft picks.
Right.
I don't see us making a move to bring in Spider. I mean, I like Spider. Don't get me wrong. And I know somebody's ready to roll a couple of grenades and symbol 4s on me after I say this, but
I don't 2 or 3 grenade launchers.
Yeah, man, for real, man. I like Spider, but I don't want him because of the defensive situation. In my head, I'm trying to see how it can work. Offensively, Brunson and Spider could be a terror.
Right.
But defensively is where, because we've seen Spider in defense. Myself, I would steer clear of that and see what you could do. I'm hoping that Leon steers clear of that because there's a lot of stuff picking up. I'll see, like I said, I'm not gonna pass Junker, but it's just me how I feel. What I would like to see. I would like to see us move two more of these contracts, i.e., Fournier and
Rose.
D Rose, and see about bringing in another athletic long wing. I'd be knocking on Toronto's door, see what we can do for OG Anunoby. That's just me. That's one. That's
gonna cost you too.
That's gonna cost us. If I'm gonna cost it, I want to cost it where I can plug and play in another way, or I'm gonna look around the league and see what else. What else? I mean, because like I said, it ain't too much left for free agency, man.
Okay.
Let's
That's right. That's why it might behoove you to let what you got just play out.
Yeah.
Because you address your most pressing needs. Really, when you think about it, we talked about Mitch, that center position being a problem. We better make sure we don't screw that up. And point guard. So 2 things have been taken care of. And really, everybody keeps sleeping on Cam. Cam is still on this roster. And until he gets traded, we got a viable small forward.
Right.
So I'm of the mindset right now, man. Just let this thing rock out. You go get some mid-level guys to bring in here to, fortify this thing. And I might be in the minority on this. I ain't crazy about this guy defense on this team, but his shooting ability, I'll take in that second unit in Fournier.
Yeah, I mean, no.
He's a big shot maker.
I like to see him.
I don't want him in the starting lineup. Put him in that second unit.
Well, let me ask you this. Let me ask y'all this. How far are you willing to go for that skill set, right? And how much are you willing to spend, right? Because these 2 things are exclusive to each other, right? They're fingers on the same hand, but they're not together. You feel me? Like how far are you willing to go down that road to get an athlete, and what are you willing to spend, right? Because by athlete, you don't want to just say, I just want somebody a little bit more athletic than Grimes. Well, that's a million people.
Yeah.
Right. Are you talking about elite athleticism? Somebody that changes the landscape of your team, changes the dynamic of your team when they step on the floor? And if that is the case, how much are you willing to spend on that guy? Because there are some guys available in free agency, like Caleb Martin.
Yeah.
Right.
I like him.
His brother Cody Martin. His brother Cody Martin plays for the Hornets.
Yeah, he
Caleb Martin played for the Heat. Right. He's an undersized, small forward, super athletic and tough, right? He's got playoff experience. You could bring him in on the cheap, but what you have to offer him, when you offer him a cheap contract, you have to offer him heavy NBA minutes.
Yeah.
For him to take that cheap contract, you got to let him play and showcase his skills because he is maybe 1 bad season away from playing overseas.
Yeah.
And he know it, right?
Yeah,
so
he's
gonna
come in and be away from being with the Singapore Sea Slugs.
Right, the Yakima Sun Kings. Right. And so like I'm asking you, how far are you willing to go, right? Because in theory, you could just trade Evan Fournier for Kelly Oubre straight up.
Now, see, Freeze, you said the name, and that's another cat I would like to see, but as a stopgap.
We talked about him last season.
I said something about Kelly Oubre before. See, but
hey y'all, this Rob the Nick. I'm just Rob the Nick. I'll be right back. Okay.
All
right.
This is my thing, Ron and Danny. I'm looking at it like this. They made the move because moving Burks opens up a lot for players because now we get to see Cam. See what we got in Cam before we let him go.
Mr. Glass, Mr. Noel.
Yeah, man. Yeah, got him out of there. But that was an upgrade with Hartenstein over Noel.
Major upgrade.
Now, like I said, if I'm going to make a move and the name that's been out there, and I like OG Anunoby. I like him. But you got to see what's the asking price going to be. Because you're going to have to give to get. What we're going to do? Because I don't think they would want to just take the 2 contracts that I was talking about giving up. Because you had to give up, Evan Fournier with them. We'll see his way. But I would love to get OG Anunoby. He's a good player. He's solid. I said he came in and he gets down. He gets busy with his. So, but like you said, a Kelly Oubre, it's a stopgap. Because also we got to take into account 2023 draft. That's supposed to be a monstrous draft. It's supposed to be just a lot of talent.
You know what, man? I get so sick and tired of hearing that, but that 2023 draft, All them guys unproven, man. Every last one. And sometimes we hype these draft up, and then it don't end up being as good. They recant on them stuff, man. But going with the known of what's the product in this league right now that you're trying to bring to this team or trying to move off of, I'm going to tell you for me, Soulfinger, right now, I'm giving Cam the shot. You know why I'm giving Cam the shot?
I'm right there with
putting
you.
Cam in that starting line, and I'm going to tell you why. Cam will have a true point guard in that starting lineup with him that's going to distribute that ball. Brunson, and then you're going to have him right beside RJ. Them two was together at Duke playing together.
Yeah.
So when I look at that, and then when I look at what we gave up to get Cam, everybody be quick to say, oh, we only gave up a first rounder. No, you didn't. You gave up a first round guy that you drafted and a first round pick. So essentially it's like 2 first round picks that you gave up to get Cam. And to not play this guy this season would be foolish where with this team is at and where we're projected to go further. Because this still ain't a championship roster. You still need to find out with these guys. Cam is up for a contract extension because he's on that same timeline with RJ.
RJ, exactly.
So I'm playing Cam because I'm gonna tell you what my biggest fear is. We don't play Cam. Cam get out of here and go someplace else on a minimal deal
and blow up.
Surpass that contract leaps and bounds, and somebody got a good player.
Well, you know what? I gotta say this here real quick, Ron. Shout out to our man Wise, Wise. We talked about it with the Brunson thing, and I was he's good. I just didn't like he's good, however, or he's good, but Wise was one when he broke it down. I had to see it from he shined a different light on it because I was being cautious about it. I had to give him his dues on that. With Brunson, now that you have a point guard, that's going to open it up for a lot of other players that need that point guard to unlock. Because he did give the ball to Luka, but when he played without Luka, you saw his numbers come up.
Yeah, man, just looking at his stat line, it really impressed me, man. I'm just like, this guy is somebody who knows how to play the game of basketball and values the ball, and that's 2 things for me that just solidifies. And then he got a dog mentality, and you ain't got to question whether or not he gonna show up. That guy is gonna show up, and then willing to embrace the challenge of coming to New York, where a lot of people are afraid. Let's just be real. A lot of people are afraid of this monster. You know what I mean? So I got to give the guy credit, man. And like I said, I'm 20 games. I'm gonna give him 20 games before I say anything about this thing, man. And so far as what Leon and them doing, I'm giving them to the rest of this offseason. Well, I say training camp before I give my decision on how I feel about the moves we made this summer.
Same here,
right now with that point guard position, I'm pleased. I can't front. I can't front about it.
See, my thing is we don't know. You don't know what you have with Cam on this squad. You knew what you had with Cam in Atlanta, but he was buried in all the other. They got rid of all that. Look, they got rid of Red Velvet. He's gone. They traded him up out of Atlanta.
They're gonna rue that too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was a bad move. I would have kept her. Ain't no way I moved that guy. But I understood from Sacramento's standpoint because he fits. He's like a Golden State type player. He fits that system. You best believe Mike Brown gonna run that system down there. So that's why they went and got hurt. That's a smart move for Sacramento.
Yeah.
Very smart.
So Sacramento's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna
they coming. They coming. But I'm gonna tell you, I hear what everybody's saying about Cam, man. But let's not forget, I think Cam had a 28-point game during the playoffs last year with Atlanta. The guy can play defense. The guy had a couple games where he was looking good with us, and then that dreaded injury happened, which just derailed everything. I'm going on record right now and tell you, had Cam not gotten hurt, we saw how the season ended where everybody was getting minutes because other people got injured. Right. Cam, we would have been talking about Cam right now coming into the season as our small forward, starting small forward, and I truly believe that.
I agree with you, bro.
Because the guy is another thing about him. He is efficient too. He don't have to take a bunch of shots to get points.
Yeah, Cam can put it on the floor and go to the rack with
exactly. So when I look at Cam, man, I'm just like, there's too much untapped potential there for me to just park him or just part with him. I can't.
Right.
You can't get rid of it. And especially when you're a team that really ain't that.
But Ron, the front office don't want to do that either. You notice the front office. The rumor has been Cam might be on the block, but you ain't seen Cam in no trade thing.
Yeah, they
stopped
that talk with Cam. Everything now is phony.
Yeah, people have been saying Cam has been in the, but ain't no official thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, right?
Mm-hmm.
The deal with Kemba, you could have easily had sent Cam to Detroit and Taj to Detroit, and then Detroit could have waived Taj and saved half of that money off rip, just like that, right? And then it just had a young player, a young center. It had a cap space, the young small forward wing player to go with their young core, and Jalen Duren, right? But let me ask y'all this. How do y'all feel about Sharif Cooper?
It's another tiny point guard.
But he's skilled, though.
And he's a free agent. He's free.
Yeah, he's free. I just, you know what, it was that summer league game. I just never could shake that after that way he looked when Deuce and Grimes locked up on him.
Yeah.
You know, because but you know, ever since then, and then when Atlanta drafted him, I felt bad for him because I'm like, man, he stood a better chance of standing in a blizzard in a tank top and seeing the court behind
Trae Young.
Yeah.
And Lou Williams.
Yeah.
I think that might just been a move to block the Knicks, really. Because if he's a free agent already, and everybody know we was interested, and Atlanta took him.
Because we were looking. I know
there's a game in the front office too. And front office execs, they do try to block other front office. They will do that.
Shout out to Worldwide L, as he says, the game within the game.
The game within the game.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Let me just to make sure that everybody knows that I'm not just that it's just not just a late Saturday night type deal. I saw Sharif Cooper, and the source I'm using is Spotrac.com. Their list of free agents, and here it is. I'm going to put it on the screen just real quick. Okay. Just for proof, just so that everybody will know that I'm just not spouting off about the free agency thing. Shout out to the guys in the chat that wanted me to. You see Sharif Cooper's name right there, the fourth name, point guard, 21 years old. You see that? Atlanta, team to be determined. Right, Sharif Cooper Oh, he's restricted.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's restricted. Okay.
He's still a free agent.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, y'all. So he's restricted. I'm sorry. I'm wrong. He's restricted, but he's still attainable.
You're partially right. He's still a free agent. He just restricted.
Yeah. Hey, and look, Miles Powell, another name, another blast from the past.
Yeah.
Miles Powell. He was with us last year. Oh, here's another one. Ignas Brazdeikis.
Yeah,
another
I
one.
saw that one. I was surprised to see that name in there.
Yeah.
And he was cutting up over there in Orlando.
Yeah.
Getting minutes.
Yeah. So they're hey, so this scrap heap, as I'll call it that, has a lot of potential on it. And it's the reason why I asked Soulfinger. I was like, Soulfinger, how far are you willing to go down a certain path, like for athleticism and what you're willing to pay? Because there are a lot of guys on this scrap heap that I put up, right, that you could pay on the cheap, right, to just have on the bench. But I was asking Soulfinger, like, are you looking for just guys to fill out the roster? Are they going to be impactful? And if they're going to be impactful, how much are you willing to pay? And then depending on how much they're willing to accept, because what balances this thing out is, like, if Soulfinger wanted an athlete and he talked to me, I was like, yo, I'll take a pay cut, but you got to guarantee me 22, 25 minutes a game. So that I can build up my stock and get the money from somewhere else after this season is over. Maybe from you. I can get the bag from you after I prove myself. But right now, I'm willing to take 40 cents on the dollar if you guarantee me minutes, because I'll show you what I can do.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So Soulfinger, let me ask you again. If that's what you're looking for, if that's what you're looking for, right? What role are you looking for that player to play, right? And how much are you willing to pay them?
You know, I'll tell you what I'm looking for right now, Freeze. Being that we have Cam, I want to see what we got with him. Well, I would like to have somebody that can contribute. You can get somebody at a decent price that can contribute, because I want to see what I got in Cam before I do anything. I'm not going to try to break the bank for somebody if it's you're coming off some ridiculous asking price. You're not getting a Rudy Gobert trade. I'm not doing that.
Right.
No, because you're going to tell me that, hey, so I want, one minute he say I want, it depends on who you say it was OG and you're going for OG Anunoby. And the first thing he said, I want RJ and I want Quentin Grimes and
I'm hanging the phone up.
Yeah, I'm throwing the phone out the window.
The minute they say RJ name, I'm hanging the phone up.
Yeah, because I'm like, you need to talk to my man Click.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
So I'm not trying to go there, but I will look at the what's in free agency. You know what? Somebody can contribute right now, because I want to see what's out there, coming up in the future. Free agency, we see how people getting paid left and right. So big names, and I wasn't looking for any big name, nor did I want a big name, because I would rather us draft and grow our own. So I'm kind of like at an impasse. So I say, if I can get me a veteran role player that can come in and contribute, that won't rock the boat, get them at a decent price, that's what I'm gonna do. Because I'm looking at, like I said, I'm always looking at the draft, and that's the way I would like to go.
I'm gonna tell you, shout out to Isla Wise, man, because he said this about Cam, whose Cam game is very similar to. Is he got a lot of Michael Beasley to his game.
Yes.
And I said that's a very good comparison. If he can put it together, something that Bees couldn't do, if he can put it together, man, we got something with that dude, man. And I couldn't tell you the last time that we've had somebody that dynamic at that small forward position.
Mm-hmm.
I really can't think offhand the last time we had somebody that dynamic. Because that dude is dynamic, man.
Hey, but Brian, I think that my personal comparison of the raw Cam Reddish NBA ability is Tracy McGrady.
That's a lot of you hear. You hear a lot of that.
Now, I understand who Tracy McGrady is, and I'm not being disrespectful.
But I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. The talent.
Yeah, and the skill set.
Yeah, the actual skill set. We ain't talking about the production. We talking about the skill set.
Indeed.
For
Indeed.
those
I'm saying
who ready to clown you for that statement.
It's the skill set. Right, a fluid athlete.
Yeah.
That if invested in.
Very good comparison.
If invested in, he can dribble, pass, and shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Can be clutch. Can score buckets and bunches. And while not a premier defender, can get you deflections, steals, and dunks. Right? Like, he's not going to be Bruce Bowen on defense. Right?
No.
He's not going to be Paul George or Kawhi Leonard on defense. His offense will outweigh his defense.
Yeah.
But what he offers you, what he doesn't give you in all around defense, he gives you an easy offense. Right? Like for instance, when you have your three running the pick and roll with your center, that means your guards can spot up and relocate for three.
Yeah.
Running free.
So automatically your best shooters can relocate and get open looks and play off the ball.
Floor. You spread that floor.
Right. It's like if you had Grant Hill on your team. Right? Say for instance, you had a team of Grant Hill, Allen Houston, and Lindsey Hunter.
Ooh.
And Joe Dumars. Just imagine. Just imagine in some weird scenario, you had Grant Hill at the 3, Lindsey Hunter at point, and Allen Houston playing the 2. everybody young. Allen Houston is relocating for 3, while Grant Hill is running the pick and roll with your big, say a Theo Ratliff, right? And I'm not trying to put anybody in a time machine, but just imagine, just follow.
Oh, I remember watching it.
Yeah.
So Grant Hill is running the pick and roll. Now your defense can't trap the pick and roll because your guards are on the perimeter. Now you got to either let Grant Hill. Now you got to let Grant Hill get on that runway to the rim. And I wish Grant Hill was athletic to dunk. I wish Grant Hill was athletic, right?
He was in his Duke years now. He would get up on that rim, but that other Hill guy that they had on that team,
Thomas Hill.
Hill. He was that athletic dude for them. He was really athletic.
And so I'm being a teeny bit sarcastic with the Grant Hill because Grant Hill was a great athlete, and Ron know that. Ron remember that.
Look, anybody can come out there and drop a double nickel on you with the flu the way he did,
right?
And then they throw his warm up on his back and escort him off the court like he James Brown.
Right.
Come on, man.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm a Carolina
Maceo.
Grant Hill was the only Duke player that I had liked. And I have to admit that once he came to the league, because a lot of them Duke players that come to the league, I just can't stand them. Period. Still, it's just something about them.
Right. Me and you got to talk separately about this. But let me finish the Cam Reddish thing because I want to talk.
You just took me there. Go ahead.
So now you got a Cam Reddish who runs. Think about this. Cam Reddish calls for Obi to come up top. Obi sets the screen, right? Mm-hmm. Obi rolls to the basket. Cam gets a step on his man, right? Now the defense sees, because they got a key, because they got a game plan too. Their game plan is when Cam turns the corner, the weak side defender runs to the box. That's his game. That's the game plan. We gonna make whoever in the corner beat us, right? Well, whoever is in the corner is a dude named Quentin Grimes. Are you willing to let Quentin Grimes get wide open 3-pointers all game because you don't want Cam Reddish to dunk on your center all night long?
That's James Lights Out Tony, if he in the corner wide open.
Right. And it's, hey man, that's a boxing reference, Ron. I love it, bro. I love boxing, man. I love Tony. But the thing is so if Cam can be unlocked in this scenario, Cam healthy on the floor, and so here's the thing. If the weak side defender rotates out to Grimes after Grimes makes three, say Grimes go 3 out of 5 from 3 in about the second quarter, and the coach says, "Listen, rotate over to Grimes, strong side defender, rotate to cut Cam off, and now you're gonna let Obi dunk all game, right? Because you just rotated your big help. The big is leaving the paint to stop Cam from dunking." He leaving Obi wide open, and now, you know what I'm saying? You got Obi dunking all game.
Yep, coming to a theater near you.
Pick your poison.
Mm-hmm.
Pick your poison, because you gonna die. You gonna die. It's just how you going out?
Yeah,
how you want it? How do you want it?
Right. And so I know this sounds like hyperbole, right? And listen. And we all Knicks fans here, right? We all Knicks fans here. And listen, if other teams can talk that talk the way we like the talk to be talked, so can Knicks fans.
Absolutely.
Right? If Brooklyn can talk that talk the way we like that, have that talk be talked, so can Knicks fans. They ain't better than us, right?
No, they are in some serious trouble.
Right. And so what I'm saying is basically what I'm getting at is this. If Cam is given the opportunity to be the player that all of us think he can be, right? Mm-hmm. If he's allowed to be the player that we think he can be, right? He may not average 30 points a game like Tracy McGrady. But if the Knicks starting small forward averages 18 points a game, and between two other dudes that average 20 points a game, i.e. RJ Barrett and Julius Randle, now you got a starting lineup with a point guard that's averaging 17 and 7, a 2 that's averaging 20 points a game, a 3 that's averaging 17, a 4 that's averaging 24, 25, and a center that had the lowest usage rate in the NBA, a center that's now averaging 15 and 10.
Oh, Mitch
right?
gonna eat.
Mitch because Mitch basically, you leaving the security from the bank ran outside to get the robbers, and they left one of the robbers inside with the vault in there by himself. That's Mitch Robinson.
And then guess who else you got to throw in that equation? That 6 man coming off the bench and quickly. That's another 15 a night, easy.
And Obi,
easy.
Yeah, man. Hey, you notice, IQ. I've always called him the Vinny Microwave.
Oh yeah, he's a flamethrower.
That's the son of Vinny, because he can get hot and go. Ron and I talked about this, and I was looking at what we're doing. This squad almost reminds me of that Detroit championship team. And what I mean by that, no, I'm not saying we're running out to win a championship next year. What I am saying is the way these players are, they kind of remind me of that team, because you didn't have superstars. You had some all-stars out there, granted, but they played team ball. You had Rasheed Wallace. You had Thin Man Tayshaun Prince. You had Rip Hamilton.
They had that monster in the middle, and Ben Wallace.
Mr. Big Shot, Chauncey Billups. And what I'm saying is they played team ball, but their calling card was defense.
Ben Gordon, yeah.
Oh yeah, they was gonna bludgeon you.
Hey Ron, but hey, Soulfinger, the team that I just described, right? This team that I just described, and I want people to keep this in context. I'm not describing the 90s Chicago Bulls. That's not the team I'm describing.
No.
The team I am describing, and the team that I want you to realize was a great team, even though they never won a championship, is the 1990s Seattle Supersonics. Now, they never won a championship, right?
Those squads were tough.
And listen, and they would smother you like gravy.
Yes.
Right? People think about Gary Payton defense, but they forget about Vincent Askew, Derek McKee,
Detlef Schrempf,
Nate McMillan.
The Rain Man.
The defense, bro. The defensive players.
You owe me some pussy tonight.
Hey, what's good, man?
What?
Hey, Smoking Nick.
I don't think he realized he owned. Yeah, man. But
my bad, fellas.
Hey,
damn. Y'all heard a personal conversation. I was going too far. Sorry.
What's going on?
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
Man, hey, I can't complain, man. It's a good time to be a Knicks fan. I know that.
So, salute Uncle Freezy and Uncle Ron, the legends.
What's going on?
On
man?
Mama.
Hey,
you know what?
Like this, man. I'm gonna tell you what's going on. I ain't with the negative talk. That's all. Hey, I'm back on my positive talk, man. I'm cautiously optimistic, but I'm gonna be positive.
You know what?
Everybody right now in the NBA is 0-0.
Uncle Ron.
Huh?
I don't mean to cut you off. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. I am on the positivity because, to be honest, everybody is like advocating for us to be fleeced, right? Mm-hmm. And we are being cautious, thoughtful, mindful, whatever way they want to put it. You know what I mean? We just got our third left-handed player.
Yeah.
Right. So, you feel me? Yeah. And we gotta sometimes we gotta stop looking at the negatives. We gotta look at turn our negatives into positives instead of trying to turn our positives into negatives. And I see that from the outside looking in, and because I watch a lot, and people think I talk a lot, but no, I watch a lot more than I talk. And I just feel like people want things to go how they want them to go, and they don't see it for what it actually is, right? And they advocate for what they advocate for, and I'm not trying to make it negative. You asked me not to do that, so I'm not trying. I'm trying not to. But I will say that we need to give, I wouldn't say a super chance, but we need to just we in a different regime right now, so we got to take it with a grain of salt and let them do what they've been doing because they haven't been making mistakes. Yes, and even if you make a mistake, right? If you acknowledge that you made a mistake, recognize it, and you try to improve, that is a blessing as well. Because then we got players and people that don't like to admit when they wrong, right? So that is also something that people don't recognize. They don't recognize the fact that, damn, I might have made a mistake this time. Let me fix this mistake, or let me try to make it better. So I look at that as a blessing. Like we know, we recognize Kemba was a mistake. I don't think too much Fournier, because Fournier, started slow, but he finished a little hotter, right?
Yeah.
But my whole problem with the whole process of this summer is how everybody turned on Randle, not understanding there are so many factors that came into play. You know what I mean? And Uncle Freezy talk about it. You talked about it. You know what I mean? Like, they wouldn't talk about injuries. They wouldn't talk about COVID, the lineup changes, free agency. There's so many factors, but they just pinpointed on one or two areas.
And chemistry.
The whole team.
Chemistry. Freezy. You turned my mind about you, because you know what I mean? I had a preconceived notion, and I'll be honest, because I'm an honest person, right? I had a preconceived notion, and then this offseason, I've listened to you talk, and I'm like, I actually like Freezy. He's actually objective, way more objective than I thought you were. But that's because I didn't listen enough. I was just going off what I thought it was. But when I started actually listening, I'm like, damn, we actually agree on a lot of shit. So, excuse my French, sorry, but that's why I hopped in and realized, like, damn, like, because people make me seem like I just try to disagree. No, if everybody's piling on, why would I pile on as well? It don't make sense to me. If somebody's getting jumped by 20 people, what I need to be 21 for? And then catch the 20 people sentence because I wanted to be 21, right?
Right.
So that's how I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Right. And so to your point, because here's the thing. A lot of us agree on a lot of levels, but sometimes the frustration of the non-continuity that we see frustrates to a point that we got to voice our opinions on something. We don't necessarily know exactly what to say. We just know that we're not satisfied with the product that's being produced.
Yeah.
Right? Like for instance, Ron.
We all want that championship so bad.
Like Ron and I sometimes seem like we disagree. Right? Even though we don't, because at our core, we want the same thing and understand that we're seeing the same thing, right? But the frustration lies not in two people disagreeing to be disagreeable. The frustration comes from you being so close and so far at the same time, right?
Exactly.
The Knicks supporting players are great supporting players, but they don't have a star to bring them together.
Absolutely.
So now when you watch Alec Burks in his role, Fournier in his role, and Rose in his role, Kim in his role, RJ in his role, Randle in his role, everybody's frustrated, like all this stuff. Why is Emmanuel quickly jacking up a 30-foot contested three from 30 feet away and he double teamed? And Obi Toppin is wide open. You can see in Obi's face that he knew quickly was going to take that shot instead of passing the ball. So all of us are frustrated, right? But nobody's speaking to points like, if that was, say, a Jaden Ivey, he could have split that double team. You know what I'm saying? And charged the rim. And if you committed to stopping him from dunking, he could have threw the lob to Obi, right? Or if you trap the pick and roll and always had an extra man, then that means Evan Fournier is open in the corner. Right? Right. These small things. What I'm saying is a star or a great player prevents all this stuff, but we're so young, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're so young that these guys don't see this stuff yet. And that's the frustrating part. That's why people get in the chat and like, well, Tibbs gotta play the kids, right? Not because the kids are better, but because the kids need to get experience.
Man, Freezy, I'm listening to you, man, and all I'm picturing is how much this offense is going to change with Jalen Brunson, man. Like we going to legit have 3 guys in that starting lineup. If they don't have Fournier in that lineup, we going to have 3 guys on any given night that can get you 20 points easy.
Right.
Randle, RJ, and Brunson.
Cam or Brunson.
If you get 60 points and you getting 60 points of your starting lineup, you looking good out of 3 players.
Ron, let me ask you because you said an intriguing thing, and I don't want to gloss over it. So, are you saying that if this team plays the early '80s Los Angeles Lakers model of play defense? Hear me out, because I'm not getting ready to call nobody Magic. I'm not getting ready to call nobody Magic Johnson, right? That's not what I'm doing. But what I'm saying is if we do like what you said just now, if you play defense and have 3 dudes in your starting lineup that can get you 20 points on any given night, this team can contend for a championship. Not right now. I'm not saying not out the door. Right, I'm not saying that right because the early '80s Lakers didn't start out the gate either.
We got you right. We got 3 20-point scorers, and they all drivers. We just need some shooting, sprinkle some shooting around them, and we can maximize a game plan. You know what I mean? If we move the ball and we focus on more like the ball rotating, not even rotation. If the ball rotates, we could dominate.
And that's the beautiful thing about Brunson. When I started looking, because like I tell y'all, I looked and I dissected him. I watched and I dissected him, and I looked at his numbers. I looked at tape on him. I watched a bunch while I've been off, just looking at. Because I said the next time I talk about this guy, I'm gonna have to give him a fair shake of what I see. And another thing that stood out to me about him, that guy can play either in the half court or in the up tempo. What do we have on this team? We have a few guys that are skywalkers.
Right.
You know,
Sims.
especially Obi. I can't wait to see when they throw that cross lineup and put Obi on there with Brunson and IQ. Imagine Brunson and IQ in the back. Yeah, they'll be small, but imagine the problem you're gonna have.
But Ron, so my thing with small lineups is this.
Mm-hmm.
My thing with small lineups is this, and remember this from high school ball, right? Small lineups are only impacted by being small when you don't have a big that can rebound.
And we got one that can do that.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't care. I don't care if the guard is 6'1" and the guard is 6'2", right? Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars were 6'1" and 6'2" respectively, but they had Mahorn, Lambeer, James Edwards, John Sally, Dennis Rodman to clean up the glass. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they didn't even play in the 3-point era. People are taking more and more shots further and further away from the basket.
Yeah,
exactly.
Now, right. And so I said all of that to say this: small guards are only small in theory if you're posting them up or if you can't rebound, if you can't end a possession. Right? I don't care how you end it. If you can end a defensive possession,
thank you.
I don't care about the height.
Yeah.
Because there have been plenty of guards. Like Soul Finger, how many 6'4" guards you've seen never win an NBA championship?
How many I never seen?
Yeah, how many 6'3" point guards have you seen over the course of your life that have never won a championship?
Been a few.
It's probably thousands of them.
Yeah, size don't mean everything. Like they always say, and it's kind of cliche. But but the heart and the dog. That really what it comes down to, man. Either you got it or you don't got it. You know what I mean? Either you're gonna shrink under pressure, and that's another thing about this cat Brunson, man. And you being totally objective about him. What determines me a good player ain't so much, and you hear people say this all the time. It ain't what you do in the regular season. What you do when the light get brightest in the playoffs.
We gotta clean it out.
And I got to give the guy his credit.
That
guy showed out in the playoffs.
To be honest, earlier I put a video, and y'all not in this group chat that I'm in with a couple of the homies. I seen a video of somebody saying that he was one of the most difficult guards to guard because he's so crafty. He just got so many moves.
Davion Mitchell said, shout out to
bro. And he was like, it was him and the other person. It was Devin Mitchell that he said,
Davion Mitchell.
No, Davion Mitchell said it was Jalen Brunson and the dude from Utah was the hardest people he had to guard. You know what I mean? Right. Spider Mitchell, exactly. Donovan Mitchell. Yeah, Donovan. Sorry.
Yeah.
But I you got to remember the players play against these dudes. So when they respect your game, you got to respect it. And when you watch a dude game, he's not coming basic. He got counter moves for his counter moves, and you got to respect that. Like, he's playing like a 90s dude, like old school Wade, where they used to footwork you. These dudes only got one basket, and I say that shit all the time. Excuse my French again. Most of these dudes got one basketball move or a specialty move. They good at shooting threes or just getting to the back. They don't got counter moves for their moves. That's why
you talking about one-dimensional players. You got a lot of one-dimensional players.
Yes, and the league is full of them now. And these dudes think they know basketball, and we're supposed to love you to death because you good at one thing. But are you good at playing basketball?
And that's why I respect Brunson. And I always say, man, if your job is to play basketball, that's your job. Right. You need to master your craft.
But they think, Uncle Ron, they think they craft is one particular skill, Uncle Ron.
Oh, yeah.
They forget basketball is offense, defense, rebounds, assists.
Mm-hmm.
Help defense. There's hella categories in basketball, but dudes just want to play in half the categories. You're not a basketball player, fam.
I look at it like this. You're talking about Brunson and his counter moves. You see some clips of him, man. And this is me talking about one of my favorite, and he played for Boston Hall of Famer, but one of my favorite players ever.
I know who you getting ready to call Cam.
Hey, Kevin McHale. The man of 1,000 moves.
I thought you was going to say JoJo White.
No, I'm talking about that footwork, man.
I knew he was going to say Kevin McHale.
Yeah, footwork. Kevin McHale. I mean, his footwork was. I mean, you say what wrong. His footwork was immaculate, man.
You don't see. It's only a couple dudes, Soulfinger, with that type of footwork in the game now, and they actively not teaching these dudes how to do these things because they think they got to be perimeter dudes. It's like, no. You would be one of the best dudes if you just had basic fundamentals, which is skill. Like that footwork is. They don't tell dudes that shit is basic fundamentals.
I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. My coach, Mr. Marcellus. This is 1982. 1982, right? I'm a young dude. Me and a dude named Kenny Washington, right? Kenny, we run this new thing called the pick and roll. Right, because we saw the game. We saw San Antonio versus the Lakers that Saturday. He was at my house. Right, we run the pick and roll and practice. Mr. Marcellus was like, "What?" And no lie, Kenny White. He was our big. 13 years old. He was a young freshman, right? But he was 6'5". He wound up going to Ball State, getting a scholarship, and wound up being a letterman at Ball State University, right? This dude shoots an 18-footer as our 6'5" ninth grade center. Ron, when I tell you, Coach Marcellus ran on the floor. Remember back then, we still wearing platform shoes and all. He He ran on the floor, blowing his whistle.
And them
Blowing his
shorts.
whistle. Yeah, and short shorts, right? With varsity on the
shorts, them coaching shorts.
varsity on the t-shirt.
Those coaching shorts.
That's throwback. That's throwback, Unc.
Yeah,
those polyester shorts.
This is like 40 years ago, but whatever. And so he stops practice, kicks everybody out the gym, to everybody to go meet at the flagpole outside Dickinson High School, Jersey City, New Jersey. We go outside, right? It's October before the season starts. He made us run 10 laps around the whole campus, and we wasn't gonna get back in the gym until everybody came back to that flagpole after running 10 laps. He was like, if I ever see a big man shoot a jump shot, y'all gonna do this again. Right? Mm-hmm. And so he worked.
The game was so much different back then.
He worked with him on the fundamentals of the game. Small stuff like, why shoot an 18-footer contested when you can pump fake, take 2 dribbles, and pull up, and shoot it off the box? Y'all remember when goals used to have a box on the glass?
Oh yeah.
They still got the box. They still got the box on the. Yeah, they still got the box on the glass.
Mr. Marcellus is like, if I ever see you try to shoot the ball straight in the rim,
that's where the Uncle Freezy. That's how the English got created, because some dudes got that whippersnapper in their wrist. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like a Julius Irvin, where they could come around the backboard and flip it because they hands so big and they arms so long. You know what I mean? Like, that's where that English or George Gervin type stuff.
Yeah, that spin on it.
Bro, these dudes should have learned from the old. If your granddad was better than you, and I don't mean, he was a better shooter. No. If your granddad could dribble better than you, finish better than you, your granddad is better than you. I don't give a fuck if you. Sorry, my language is very. I'm sorry, but
take your time, bro. Just take your time. Just take your time, man. We ain't trying to.
I apologize about the curse, and I'm just very obscene. So that's just my personality. It's not purposeful, but I would say these dudes' granddads was way better than them, because I remember back in the 80s, dudes was averaging like 22 rebounds in a year, and these dudes barely average 14 and 15, and then get 200 million and swear to God they better than their granddads. It's like, no, man, you wasn't.
Man, let me tell you, man. I was playing
you wasn't.
One of my nephew's friends, right? And he was talking trash, calling me old and all that, trying to talk trash to me. I said, okay. I said, I'll see you on the basketball court. I said, I guarantee you I'm going to beat you. I said, I guarantee you I'm going to beat you. Young fella. Matter of fact, he was about 20. And this was about 3 years ago. You know what I mean? I played him. And you know what I did to him? All I did to him was back him down and up and under him to death.
To death.
To death.
Yeah.
And shot his eyes out. And when I beat him, he was so mad. He looked like he wanted to fight. I said, I tried to tell you, youngster. I said, see, you got all that energy, but you don't have skill.
But you don't have skills.
And that's the thing what you're talking about right now.
Yeah.
Is skill. And skill gonna outweigh athleticism any day. And skill is what gonna keep a guy in the league. And athleticism is gonna get your butt up out of the league if you don't get some skill.
Hey, Ron, you know what? I noticed too. Like today's NBA, players will shot fake, but they won't pass fake.
No.
You remember you being a triple that? You remember how you said a lot.
You just said a lot right there. I can't remember the last time I seen a fake pass.
The last person I seen do that was Kobe.
No, it was Dre. It was Draymond in the playoffs against Boston. Right. Because he gave it to and I watched all the playoff games. He gave it to Clay on like a one of those, like it was like a ball screen, but it was I know you're talking about he faked where you pass it during the screen, right? So he was screening. It was a screen pass. So Clay came around him. He passed it to him twice, and on the third time he faked the pass. The dude bit. I think it was whatever Patrick Williams. He bit on the fake, and then Draymond took one dribble, 2 steps, dunked it hella hard. That's high level basketball, though. You're talking about third tier basketball.
I'm gonna tell
It's
you,
rare.
watching
You
that
don't
series,
see
I
it
was
as
talking
much.
to my wife, and I told her, I said, you know what? I said, you know what? Basketball ain't a hard game, but even guys who get paid millions of dollars screw it up. And I said the reason why Boston lost that series, they got caught in the trap of trying to play Golden State game of jacking up threes instead of going to the basket and attacking. When they went to the basket, they were causing problems, but they settled for that 3-point shot. You're not gonna compete with Golden State with that 3-point shot. I'm sorry, they gonna get you.
But you got to understand, they was letting Draymond dominate and punk them too, though. Like Draymond was putting foots on heads, fucking kicking people in their back and doing all types of stuff. Somebody, you got it. To be honest, I know we supposed to be respectful, but when somebody shows you clearly they don't care, right? You have to have that one person on your team that's a crash test dummy, right?
Yeah.
You got to have that one person that's ready to crash out. I feel like, let's just say rapper terms, right? You got to have that one homie ready to throw his life away for the cause. It's unfortunate. You got to take care of his family after, but you got to have that one homie that's ready to crash out. Draymond, that
Every team used
person.
to have that back in the 80s. That
You gotta
just on the
Draymond
roster.
Draymond is that person. He crashes out. He pushes it to the line to where you know he's violating people and nobody else wants to get suspended. So you're letting him violate you because you like, damn, I don't want to match his energy because I don't want to, you know what I mean? You don't want to be the person get caught retaliating. It's like, fuck that. Retaliate.
Hey fellas, man, I'm gonna have to run, but before I run, I gotta say this to my man that just jumped on the screen. Rob.
What's good? What's good, baby?
Why you ain't answer that phone?
Hey, look, man, look.
The battery was dead.
I'm gonna check.
I'll tell you to answer that phone like you owe me some money, man.
Hey, look.
Hey,
Uncle Ron, put your phone number in the private chat so I can hit you.
All right.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that.
You know what? I ain't gonna be able. I know I ain't gonna be able to do this thing on this
Hey,
cell
Ron.
phone. But,
hey, look, check this out. Don't leave yet until I drop this jewel.
Hey, I
Go ahead,
gotta
drop
say
that.
this to you before you go. Though. I gotta say this to you. I don't know if you heard me earlier. Got to give you a credit, man. When I was trying to call you, I did my research heavy. You notice you ain't been seeing me on nothing.
Yeah.
I said
true.
next time I come on here, I said when I speak with this young man, I'm gonna make sure I have my facts. I'm not going off no feelings.
Okay.
And when I looked at Jalen Brunson's numbers, 16 points, right at 4.8 assists per game in 31 minutes of action, right at 1.6, I think 1.6, 1.8 turnovers, 84% from the free throw line, 37% from three. And what's remarkable, but his three-point rate, the guy only takes 3 threes a game.
At least.
And then his 2-point shots, I think he took like 9 a game. And he's shooting 54% from 2. I'm like, I looked at all that and I'm like, so you play the game the way I do like it because you're not jacking up threes, which has ruined the game of basketball. I don't care what nobody says. It's ruined the game of basketball.
Right. He could be 50, 40, 90, Uncle. He could be 50, 40, 90.
You playing this game the right way. So when I looked at that, and then I added up the fact that you willing to take on the biggest challenge in basketball, coming to the Mecca. Ain't too many people want to do that.
And playing point guard.
Playing point guard. And then another thing.
Why they don't give Julius credit for that though, Uncle Ron?
Hey, we gonna get to Julius, but I give Julius his credit, man. But some people just like who they like. But and then this another thing about it. That whole talk about he was supposed to look at the Heat, supposed to have a meeting with the Heat, supposed to have a meeting with Dallas and the Knicks.
They trolling.
On the side. He canceled both those visits and signed a deal with the Knicks. And what that tells me, Rob, I said, you know what? Remember, Dallas got kind of cocky. Because remember, the Knicks had no money to just sign him straight up. And they was like, they ain't doing no sign and trade.
Oh, no, they tried to play us on some sign and trade stuff. But it was going to get us for one of our players.
The Knicks didn't have the money at that time to just sign him outright. They would have had to do a sign and trade to get him. So they cleared the books. was able to sign him outright. And I said, okay, well, a young fella's smart. I'm not giving you no sign and trade to deplete the team I'm going to.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
I'm like, okay, I like the way he's moving. You know what I mean? So I got to give him credit. I know he ain't gonna be on no blotters, and he know how to talk to the media, and the guy ain't gonna argue with the refs. And the biggest thing, he's gonna insulate Julius Randle.
Right.
Julius Randle will not have to worry about sitting in front of no mics.
Okay.
He's gonna insulate him because guess what? He's the new dish in town.
Right.
That's gonna be the person everybody want to hear from. So
I think he gonna make him better as a player, bro.
Absolutely.
I think they'll benefit from the fact that he's so efficient in the paint, and when they want to shut him down, people like RJ and Julius is gonna benefit because they don't have to work as hard no more.
Julius Randle's turnovers going down. Them turnovers that he's been having, that's gonna drop.
And then RJ efficiency could go up as well. You know what I mean?
He'll get the ball in better spots where he don't have
in
to
better position. Exactly. Where he could drive when Brunson is breaking down the defense, and then he could drive and score a lot easier. You know what I mean? There's going to be a lot of opportunities presented or opportunities established from the simple fact that we actually have a point guard that's reliable, that's going to be like, he might just have became a starter, but from his playoff experience, he's ready to take that next step, and we getting this dude when he's ready to step into this next phase of his career. And I think it was a good signing. I do.
Yeah, the guy and the money. And like I told, this is something I always say, Robbie. You always used to hear me say this. Everybody who ever heard me, I always say this. If you want your man, you do what it takes to go get him. They wanted Brunson. It's apparent they wanted him. Right. And they did what they had to do to get him. How many times the Knicks wanted somebody and couldn't get him?
Couldn't get him.
You know what I mean? So hey, I got to give you your flowers, man. You called it, man. You called it. I got to tell you that. And I got, just like I said, I got to give Leon Rose his credit on that one. He did his thing. Now, am I happy with everything he's done? No. I ain't gonna even go back on that. But from what I'm seeing right now, I got to give the guy credit for what he did. He got us a point guard, something we ain't had in so long. I'm gonna be happy to actually watch the Knicks play this year.
But you know what else he did, Ron? You know what else he did that's going under the radar? This is what's going under the radar that people are not paying attention to as Knicks fans and the front office. This is what the front office did. The front office, like all year long, who was the number one team for Mitch? Detroit.
Oh yeah, he threw a haymaker to Detroit.
But you know what he did to him, right?
Yeah,
this is what he did.
I know exactly. Go ahead.
Hey, look, this is what he did to Detroit. Detroit, all year long, they said, "Oh, Mitch Robinson." We all thought, except for me, that Mitch was in trouble. He was going to leave. It was a move that he did that nobody's paying attention to. And this is front office movement. He took the 13th pick from Charlotte. Right? Everybody like, yo, what we doing? We backed up the draft. We took the 13th pick. And then they did have Ivory. And everybody, my cousins, everybody, why you gonna deal with Detroit? They just took Ivy from you. And then we gave him Durham. You know why we gave him Durham when we made that move? So you can leave Mitch alone.
Yeah,
that was
your hands tied.
Exactly. Talk high level basketball. Keep talking.
Hey, I see Stafford down in the chat. Tell Stafford come on in the building. Freezy, drop that link for Stafford.
Hey, look, the front office made that move, and then we gave you a center so you stay off ours. Because we raised Mitch. It's 4 years. We was going to look. Why try? Whatever Mitch is right now, one thing that we do know as Knicks fans, the defense is immaculate. You can talk about the offense, but the defense is immaculate, and that's something that Tom Thibodeau wants from his center. And then on top of that, and look, check it out. The move is not even. The move is not even finished yet. Then why have Sims there? Sims played pretty much like Mitch. And then he got the Sting guy. He shoots from range, plays the same type of defense, and he's 24 years old. Right now, that move was the best chess move that you can see. You got a backup for Mitch, and then Sims can watch. Sims got to grow. And now he got something to grow behind. And the Knicks right now targeted their guy, got him, and got everybody off. The team is intact. Now, we are not player acquisition anymore. We player development now. Now, that was the player acquisition. Now, we feel as though, as the front office, that we do have the players that we have to look at and develop. Now, you're seeing the development. You're going to see development. It's certain players that's not going to be there. Who are they going to be? We don't know right now. But we got a full roster, fellas. The Knicks, whether they good or not, we can say we got a point guard, we got a shooting guard, we got a small forward, we got a power forward, and we got centers. We got two of each. Now, and they all young, 24 years old and younger. Like I stated back in November, what you're looking at is not what the Knicks was doing. Everybody was talking about Rose. You talking about no, we had to watch what was growing under the ground. Now the flowers are budding. And now next year is the year that we need to look at. Do Brunson move the needle? Just put Brunson on this team last year. Do we have 37 wins or we got 44? We pretty much may have 44. And
we was only 8 games under 500. That's not as bad as people was making it seem.
Right. We lost a lot of them games because we couldn't shoot free throws and couldn't close.
And we lost a lot of games where we was up by like 20. We lost like 15 games where we was up at least 20 points.
That's water under the bridge right now. But when we going forward, you look at that same team and you put Brunson on that team last year. So it's not
you replace Brunson with Kemba, we probably win like 45 games.
Exactly, 44. So now it's up to RJ. Now look, this was Brunson's 4th year. This is RJ's 4th year coming up. You need to take that step. If our players that we had, look, everything comes down last year.
Can I ask you a question though? Can I ask you a question? I don't mean to cut you off, but I want to ask you specifically a question, right? Okay. Because I peeped the shift, right? And I'm not really an RJ Barrett hater. I actually like RJ. I bought his jersey. A lot of people think I'm his hater. No, I just don't like the RJ versus Julius. But my question to you is this, right? How much points or what does he have to accomplish for you to think that's a step forward compared to a step back? RJ specifically.
RJ specifically got to be more efficient. I don't care if he scores 15, as long as he's efficient. He has to be efficient. That's it. He has to be efficient.
He got to shoot them free throws. 20. But I want to talk about the negatives with RJ.
Ron, that's efficient. That's efficient.
Yeah. No, I want to know what he can do to get better. I'm not trying to highlight negatives. I want to know what he could do in a positive. That's why I want to know.
He came from the shooting guard. As a shooting guard, you can't shoot 40.
I liked him at 2 guard over small forward. I didn't like him. I thought he was a better 2 guard than small forward.
Hey, look, it doesn't matter what position he plays. What matters is he has to be efficient when he's scoring the ball. That's it.
But he's getting a lot of my dilemma is this, right? A lot of people say he's a 20-point scorer, but his efficiency went down.
Yeah, so now when I hear shots to make 20 points.
So now when I hear you talk about efficiency, it confuses me because in my mind, I'm like, what do the dudes want? Do they want him to score 20, 25 points, or do they want him to be more efficient?
More efficient, because 25 points don't mean nothing if you're taking 25 shots. You can't.
I know that.
Look,
you know that, but a lot of people don't care about that, though.
Well, but then guess what? That's why when you look at RJ, he has deficiencies. Every guard at that position shoots 45% or above. And for him to make that next step, it's not about more shots. He has to hit him. He has to hit the shots. And Brunson is going to help him in that way.
Let me holler at
He's going to help him.
I got to run, boy. I've been up, had a long day. Long day. You know what I mean?
Respect, Uncle Ron, bro. I'm going to hit you up.
All right, man. Stafford,
hey,
what's
look,
going on?
I put my number in the chat.
Okay.
Stafford.
Yo.
What's going on with your partner?
Just here relaxing, listening to the conversation, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, I got to tell you like this now.
Oh, I thought that was Ron. Your Uncle Ron, put your number in the chat. Private chat.
Cell phone, man. I ain't gonna be able to do it. But hey, I'm on a mission. I gotta
lay down the volume a little bit for me.
I gotta talk to my man Stafford for a minute. You know what I mean? Hey, Staff.
What's good?
I gotta let you know like this on Leon. Like I said, and I'm gonna stand on it. But that draft now, I wasn't pleased with that. You know what I mean? Not in the least. You know what I mean? But the move to get Brunson, like I said, I didn't want to.
But you know it came from the draft.
Huh?
It came
saying
from
initially,
the draft.
like, hey, hear him out. Here, listen.
I said on that draft, and in my opinion, ain't gonna change on that. We failed on that draft. You know what I mean? We jumped out of that 11th spot, and I've never seen that with a team that's trying to get talent and hadn't made the playoffs. Normally, you see that from a team that's a championship team that's trying to acquire some picks because they know they ain't gonna be getting picks like that. You know what I mean? You don't see that from a team that didn't make the playoffs.
But Ron, you could not sign Mitch.
Hey, hold on,
if
Rob.
We ain't jump off of that draft, Mitch.
Hold on, man. So my thing is, that's my thought on that. But on that Brunson deal for us, I'm gonna tell you right now, and like I said, you got to be. Part of being a man is saying when you know stuff right, you got to give people their flowers. You can't hold on to a position just because you might not agree. If you see the proof there, you got to give the man the credit.
Right.
You know what I mean? And when it comes to what Leon did by getting Brunson, that was the man he wanted. I got to give him his credit. And there wasn't no overpay to get him. You know what I mean? So that's one thing that I've always been. If somebody doing something right, I got to give you your credit. And if you're doing wrong in my eyes, I got to tell you the same too. And I don't care if you're a family member. You know what I mean? If somebody come asking me about my family, oh, how is such and such, I ain't gonna be one of them people who, I mean, he's a good guy. No, I ain't doing that. I'm gonna call it exactly how it is. You know what I mean? But hey, I just wanted to holler at you, man. But hey, good to see you, boy. Good to see you. But I think, just to tell you the truth, man, I think right now. And this is another thing that I'm liking with Leon. And I don't know if you heard me when I said it earlier. That whole Spider Mitchell situation, man.
Right.
I'm loving the stance on that. Don't go jumping out the window and giving up. Because if you go after Spider Mitchell, you best believe the first person they calling for is RJ.
Yep.
And some.
Pretty much.
With picks.
RJ not tradable?
Oh no. What I'm saying. I'm not trading none of them young guys right now. Because this team's still building. I'm not blowing this up. You essentially saying if you going after Spider Mitchell, you blowing your team up. I don't
think that's true though.
Hey, look at what teams they got for Rudy Gobert. Look what they got for Murray.
They traded mostly picks for Rudy.
And then look at Murray. Look at what
they didn't give up Anthony Edwards. They didn't give up D'Angelo Russell. They didn't give up nobody.
But look at what was given up for Murray too. So you ain't getting no Spider Mitchell.
4 picks in one play. So hold on, we can't give up 4 picks in one player, Ron.
No, I don't think so. Danny Ainge, hang the phone up on you.
4 potentials for one proven.
Nah, they ain't doing that, man.
I would do that.
I'm with the front office on that. The reason why you don't do that, you know why you don't do that? Because
Tell
if
me
you
why,
get
please.
Donovan
Tell me.
Mitchell and you got Brunson, will that make you a championship contender?
No.
It'll make us a second round, third round playoff team.
Right.
With what? What else you got to go with that?
Well, if we could manage to give up at least one player, because like let's just take the Rudy Gobert deal, right? They didn't give up nobody. They gave up 4 picks.
No, they gave up Malik Beasley.
Oh my God, Malik Beasley.
Hold
Who is
on.
he?
Hey, hold on. You say they didn't give up anybody of those bodies. Still, that's what he's saying, along with a lot of picks.
All right. So we give up Evan Fournier and all those picks.
The Knicks, you know, when
We
you make a
keep
move like that,
RJ, we keep the players that we want, and we add that player. We can't make the second or third round in the playoffs with that.
not in this East.
This is
The way the dudes talk about RJ's supposed to be dropping 40 and 50 every other night.
Nah, I ain't expect. That's unrealistic expectations.
I'm just going off how dudes talk.
That's like talking about Jordan or Kobe doing numbers like that. I ain't gonna even put that pressure on that young man.
But that's how they talk about him, Unc.
Yeah, but you can talk about him don't mean you're necessarily right.
Yeah.
Some people have unrealistic expectations of players, man.
Yes, they do.
And
I
let's
agree.
be real. The Knicks right now, we just trying to get back into the playoffs. I'm gonna blow my team up. Nah, I don't blame them, man. And this is one thing I must say. If this was the old regime, Spider Mitchell would have been here last year. They would have made that move quick.
Yeah, they've done that a long time ago.
And what that translates to me, we ain't stargazing no more. And I like that. Grow your own. Stop stargazing.
So Ron, let me just answer you real quick.
Go ahead, man. Floor is all yours.
You say you upset about the draft, right?
Yeah, that bothered me. I ain't gonna even front, man.
Okay, so tell me where the 11th pick would have been playing under a coach named Tom Thibodeau.
And up with the 11th pick would have been playing. I stated what it was bothering me about it. We needed players. And we decided not to pick one. That's what bothered me. Now Tom as the coach gonna have to figure out who plays and who don't play. I can't sit there and say where the person gonna play at because I ain't Tom Thibodeau.
Hey, y'all mind if I jump in right here?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Frizz.
All right. So the okay. So basically, what I'm getting at, we're going to say is, you can't talk out both sides of your mouth. You can't be a double-minded man, right? You can't be a hypocrite, right? You can't say that you are in talent acquisition mode, right? And then when it comes time for you to acquire talent, you're like, nah, man, I'm good.
Get him, Freezy.
Right. And here's the thing. I'm not knocking the fans or the people that support the front office, because I love y'all. Right? Mm-hmm. What I'm saying is, don't tell me that you can't take a Jimmy Butler and stash him for 2 years. Right? Because when the Chicago Bulls took Jimmy Butler, the same argument could have been said, hey, where you going to play at? You just drafted Tony Snell last year. Where's Jimmy Butler going to play at? Why y'all draft Jimmy Butler? Why didn't y'all just trade that pick and instead of drafting Jimmy Butler? Right? But under the same coach that we have, named Tom Thibodeau, he drafted Jimmy Butler, and he drafted Jimmy Butler anyway. And Jimmy Butler didn't hardly get no minutes. But Tibbs developed him into a potential Hall of Fame. In my opinion, Jimmy Butler is going to moonwalk into the Hall of Fame. Jimmy Butler is going to get into the Hall of Fame on roller skates, right?
Absolutely.
But it all started with a front office with foresight saying that we could draft this player. He might not start. He might not be in the rotation. Man, listen, nowadays, he might be in the G League. but we'll develop him with the mindset that he's going to be a contributor down the road. Right? Because when Jimmy Butler was drafted, cats like Luol Deng, Keith Bogans was playing in his spot. And so while I'm not knocking Stafford Don, I love Stafford Don. Y'all know I will fight anybody on this panel over Stafford Don. Y'all know that. And I ain't got to go there on that. But what I'm saying is this: with this point, is if you tell me, because the reason why we all rock together, the reason why I rock with Chuck Allen every morning, the reason why me and Ron Cleveland stick together like wet candy, right? The reason why I love Stafford Don and everybody else is because when I show up, I'm the same person that I told you I was going to be. And you don't have to ask me and get my response, but I show you that I'm that person, right? The front office, who doesn't talk, released a statement and said that they are in the acquisition accumulation mode. They want to acquire assets. And then when it came time for you to do it, you did something else. So how am I supposed to trust you if your word, if every time I see you, I have to second guess what your word is? I have to interpret your word from your true intent.
Yeah, your words don't match your actions.
Right. So I'm not knocking the Knicks fans, because I love the Knicks fans and I love the panels and I love the contributors, everybody that contribute to Knicks Universe, man. I love them, and we may all disagree or agree sometimes or whatever. But when your actions don't back up your words, and your words are written and pasted on the internet for me to see it, and your actions don't go along that path, I can't trust you.
And for
that reason, I am frustrated with the NBA draft.
And Freezy, to your point, if there was a poll the night of that draft, I guarantee you 90% of this fan base felt the same way I did.
Right.
So I wasn't out on no ledge by myself. You know what I mean? But hey, that's water under the bridge as far as I'm concerned. That happened. But at this point, like I said, man, I'm just in a place right now, man, where I'm just trying to embrace the change, because ain't nothing changing, and I'm seeing some better things that's happening with this team, man. And I just want to embrace the positive outlook with this team. I'm still cautiously optimistic now.
Right.
I ain't jumping out the window with Leon Rose, but he got my eyes open with that Brunson move, and I'll be lying to you if I said he didn't. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. You got to give people a respect when they hit one, and you got to do the same when they in your book if they didn't. You know what I mean? We all got difference of opinion, just like Freezer say, man. But yeah, man, I feel good. I can watch, because we finally got a point guard again. Thank God we got a point guard.
Right.
A real one, for real. It's been a long time.
Every time I hear somebody say where they gonna play it, I think about that Malcolm X movie when Malcolm X when watched it go off.
But Freezy,
let him up. Let him stray. Plymouth Rock didn't land on that. That's what I think.
Where were they going to play? And we did all of that just to clear up cap space for the same Jalen Brunson that came here. We didn't see no official talent at 11 to say, okay, let's get him there, and he'll just crack the rotation.
But that's not what I just said.
That would be too. But hear me out.
Something totally different. I said something totally different, bro.
I understand that, but hear what I'm saying to you. The only players would have cracked that rotation was between 1 and 5. The front office didn't see no particular talent. Your Usman,
and I didn't either.
And your Duran to say, well, okay, they could come in and make an impact right away on the team. So we gave away the draft pick to make more cap space, so we can bring in a Jalen Brunson. And we still end up drafting a player in the second round at 42, which was Trevor Keels.
But you know what, though, Stafford? That was hindsight.
Hold on, Ron. That we stashed in the G League and you the same one that made a video saying now he's not a ham sandwich. So
I know that because I'm the one that did the video. I'm the one that did it.
Right, that's what I said. That's what I said.
So,
you the one that made the video.
But what you just said, what you just did just now, right? Is deception, right? What you just did, like, because here's the thing. I just said publicly, right, that the Chicago Bulls took Jimmy Butler at 30 when the year before they took Tony Snell, and they put Jimmy Butler on the bench knowing that he wasn't going to play. And Tom Thibodeau developed him over a 2 to 3 year period knowing that Jimmy Butler was not going to be in the lineup.
Freezy.
But what you just said,
two different owners.
But what you just did is you speculated about the front office's mindset, for one, when you didn't talk to the front office, right? You speculated. Like, this is what I think they're going to do. And there's no harm in that, right? Because I was thinking the same thing.
Don't bite me. I know you're gonna bite me on my lip. I don't want rabies.
Right. But the thing about it is all we had to say is this. Instead of speculating about what the front office was potentially doing and knowing that we had no idea what they were doing in real time.
Can you move?
Hold on for it.
Can you move?
So what I'm getting at is this. Nobody knew in real time what they was doing. We speculated about what they were doing in real time. And right now we're guessing that was their mindset. But you don't know for sure. None of us do. But what I do know for sure is that Jimmy Butler was selected 30, and he didn't get major minutes and contribute to a rotation until 2 years later. That's a fact. Tom Thibodeau was his coach. That's a fact. What we're doing here is speculating that the front office may have done that. That's speculation. We can't base truth off speculation, bro. We can't.
Yeah, because all we know is that night of that draft, we punted out of that 11th spot. There wasn't no reports saying we was getting Jalen Brunson. That's why we did that.
But
that
we
move,
also
that
know
move was
this.
done. It caught everybody by storm, by surprise.
Ron, I got a question for you, Ron. Straight for you. And it's an easy question. I ain't gonna even play with it.
Go ahead.
At the 11th pick that we had, and you look at the players that we have on the team, was the 11th pick better than anybody that we had on the team right then?
Yes.
Good question.
AJ Griffin.
Good question, Rob.
Yes.
Good question, Rob.
AJ Griffin.
Who?
AJ Griffin.
Who?
AJ Griffin is a better shooter. From
is he better than RJ?
Ron, can I please say you telling me that Farron Hunt is better than who we pick at 11?
Who's Hunt?
Exactly.
G League. I'm talking about on the roster.
He is on the roster, bro. He played with us last year.
Hey, look, just because you got a game, when I say that, I got 10 players that I'm talking about that relates to them. It's you got Quickly, you got Obi, you got Grimes. It's the 11th pick we drafted.
But Rob, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. I don't like to deal in too many hypotheticals because we'll be here all night with them hypotheticals.
Nobody at 11 is
that's hypothetically
on the
speaking.
New York Knicks roster right now.
All I'm
Nobody at 11
is what
you could have drafted would have took a spot from anybody that's been playing on the Knicks within the last 2 years.
You can't say that, Rob. That's hypothetically speaking, man.
Why not?
Yeah, that's hypothetical.
Why you can't say that?
Because that's hypothetical.
Because
I know. You know why I can say that? Because it's a college player versus a pro player with 2 years experience. And at 11, they always say
that's still hypothetical, man.
They said in 2000, Ron, they said in 2000, Ron, they said in 2023 was the best draft. This was a weak draft. This was acknowledged a long time ago. So they said if you didn't draft in the top 5 in this draft, this is what everybody been saying. So you saying that we can pick a gem. Look, nobody at 11. Look, not even Johnny Davis is better than anybody.
Hold
He
up.
was 9.
Say that again. Johnny who?
Not even Johnny Davis is better than anybody
Come
that
on,
we
man. What are
have.
y'all doing, man?
No,
No, what
Johnny
I'm saying
Davis
is
was
this
actually
here.
the target after we
Ain't
lost
nobody
Ivy.
at 11. Look, they took that 11th pick, got 3 picks, secured Mitch, got Brunson, just because they backed out the draft. Because if they didn't back out the draft, they wouldn't have had the pick to go get Durham, to trade to Detroit, and secure Mitch. If they didn't do what they did, Mitch would have been unsecured. Detroit would have went after Mitch.
Okay, well, Rob, we understand that, man. We dealing with what is, man. That's what I'm talking about. Hey,
that's what it is.
Hey, for me, I'm so past the draft. You know what I mean? I'm
No,
dealing
but
with
you still say you were salty about it, though.
Well, I mean,
you just say you were still salty.
Man,
so how you gonna say you still salty, but you move
just
on?
Move off of that draft thing, man. Because I mean, regardless, I just told you, y'all don't listen. You know, listening is a quiet skill.
But you see, you Pastor Cleveland. You see, y'all church people are dangerous. You know that. Y'all contradict yourself.
You ain't listening, Staffer. I said it. I said I was mad about it, but I'm moving on.
Right.
I ain't going on to that, man.
But Ron, the only thing about the draft is
all right, Pastor. All right.
Ron,
I ain't holding on, man. Hey, much love to you, partner, but I ain't holding on to that, man. Hey, I ain't losing no sleep over that draft. That draft is over with. I'm dealing with what's going on with these Knicks right now.
All right. I'm gonna give you a pass on that one. I'm gonna give you a pass on that one.
Hey, Stafford, we all gonna have to go to a game, man.
We are. Yeah. Hey, Ron, this is what it's like, bro. This is like because I went to the game with I've been to 2
This remind me of
it was me, Stafford, and you.
Yeah, we've been to 2 games together. Yeah. This is what it's like.
Hey, Freezy, this remind me of being in the barbershop, man. Hey, it was plenty of times I just sat at the barbershop, got my hair cut, my wife calling. they
don't take 6 hours to get a haircut.
I ain't got home yet. Me and that arguing, talking about sports, man. You know what I mean? But hey, it's all love, man. Hey, at the end of the day, man, we all want the same thing, man. We want if you're a Knicks fan and you don't want the Knicks to be good, you ain't one. I know that much. You know what I mean?
Hey, look, I'm reporting straight to Lawrence Sears from Vegas next on the 12th through the 18th.
Them.
And my man Moochie Wallace asks if I'm West Indian, man. Hey, I'm a Geechee, man. That gullah ting run deep in me, man.
Up. Hey, look, I bet you I'm gonna snatch somebody up that I'm gonna bring to the podcast that play on the Knicks.
Hey, do that.
I'm hunting for, but look, bro, y'all gonna have to let me go right now. I'm in Atlanta. My lady right here, she's looking at the phone. I'm trying to convert her from Golden State to New York. She almost there.
Oh, that ain't never gonna happen.
Hey, Stafford, we gonna agree on that one tonight, partner.
Hey, look, she there. I got her. She won't look. She tired. Look, she there. Guess why she there? She always like her rebuild. She said, "Look, Golden State got theirs now." She ain't no bandwagon. She said, "Look, Golden State got theirs. I want to go back in the dungeon and come up with another team." And your team look like that's why I started talking to her.
Right.
She said, "Your team look like they the one."
Right.
I tell you what, this is a good time right now, man. Our money ain't messed up. We got almost enough pick for every team in the league.
Right.
We got 22? We got 22 picks? Right. And it's what, 29 teams?
32
32 teams?
2027.
Hey, look.
We got 20 total.
Hey, man, the NBA is really crazy. Because if you can get 4 first-round picks for somebody that can't hit a jump shot,
I gotta agree.
Things that went crazy.
Yeah. And these contracts is crazy too. Now these 251 and
hey, look, and then you can get somebody that blew up a whole team, and another team won them.
Hey, boy, hey, you would have been out of the league in the 80s.
Yep. Hey,
Hey, Rob.
Rob, just real quick. So I got a Golden State Warriors YouTube contributor coming on. He's got about 100,000 subscribers or 50,000 subscribers, something like that. A dude named Uncle Alchemy. He coming on Monday night, right? So for all Golden State Warriors fans, NBA fans, this dude is a big deal in the NBA universe. He coming on Monday night. He gonna hang out with us for a little bit. Talk about how to create a dynasty. Talk about frustration of a rebuild. Talk about how a GOAT can come from out of nowhere. Things of that sort. And so he'll be on Monday night at 11 o'clock on the Nixon Night podcast. So
you say he a Golden State fan?
Yeah, he is in the Bay Area. So he's a 49ers
boy.
He a 49ers fan and he a Golden State Warriors fan. And trust me, he's gone through the frustration of having a bad team for a long time and then go through a rebuild and then win a championship. Or 4.
2 years of frustration?
Hey, Steph.
No. He not a young dude, bro. This dude has been a Golden State fan since like the 80s.
Hey, Steph, I want to get your opinion on what you call it, man. Before I jet, man. What's your idea on this Spider Mitchell thing, man? How you feel about that?
I agree with you. I like the stance. You know what I mean? I wouldn't give up a whole bunch of picks. You understand what I mean for Mitchell right now? You know, because Utah plan on keeping him, and he still have, I guess, 3 or 4 years on his contract still.
Something like that. You still got some time on that, Joker.
Yeah.
Hey, look, we got to rock with Brunson to see what we have to sign RJ, but when you come to the table, RJ can't be talking about, or his agent talking about, well, if you would have gave me a point guard, now you got one in your last year. Now it's time for RJ to prove himself.
Mm.
Hey, Rob, one thing before you go, right? You know, you was talking about this whole DeJounte Murray thing. You know, he's a clutch. You know, he's a clutch agent, just like Trae Young.
Mm.
Oh, okay. Oh,
we know everything in life is about. I didn't know that.
Man. Hey, look.
Yeah, he's clutch.
Everything in life is about relationships, man.
Hey, Stafford, guess what they do? Now, look, we build a relationship with Dallas with Porzingis, and then look, now they look like us, right? Now we're building a relationship with Detroit.
Oh, we lost Rob?
Say that again, Rob. Say that again.
I think we lost him.
We building relationships.
Yeah.
Hey, look, that's what the lead is about. Look, they get on Rich Paul and everything. Oh, that's them. But CA, it's 3 major things. Everybody, you got to build relationships. The Knicks never build relationships until Leon Rose.
But Rob, personal experience, you know, clutch don't mess with the Madison Square Garden just because of Phil Jackson is dumb statement.
True.
You understand what I'm saying?
They're gonna be forced to. Look, sooner or later, the gooder you get, the more people want to rub elbows with you.
All right, so let me ask you this: How much clutch agents is on the Knicks team right now?
Look, right now
that's a good question.
Well, look, when we get good enough, they gonna be trying to kill to be on our team because we doing it the right way. We are doing it the right. We all said Brooklyn was gonna blow up. You know why? Because sometimes karma is hell. You know, you just can't just do anything. The basketball gods is real. That's real talk. Look, you just can't show up with any mindset because you good. If you don't have cohesion on the team, you don't have no team. Brooklyn never had cohesion on that team from day one. You signed Kevin Durant hurt. And then half the year, Kyrie didn't want to play no more. And then the next year was the COVID. And then now you want to play sometimes. Your mindset was messed up.
Yeah, man. I agree.
And when your mindset is like that, you're not going to get blessed unless you're playing basketball hard. And one thing about the New York Knicks that we know right now, we playing hard. We are playing hard every day. We saying like, look, we don't care about the draft. We pick good players in the 20s. We put good players in. We found good players in round 2. So why now everybody we got our man. We said we wanted this guy, and guess what? We got him.
Right.
Yeah, but he's CAA though, not clutch. The same thing I just brought up to you just now, Ron.
Hey, look, Clutch, hey, Stafford, like, look, word is bond. Hell with Clutch and anybody else. Long as you drafting right, Clutch is going get the good players. And if the good players got drafted by the Knicks, that's what it is.
No, but you just what you just said though. It's all about relationships.
Yeah,
right.
so
It's all about relationships.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. You know,
hey,
you hit the lottery right now. You're close to people next to you.
We building relationships. We building relationships.
But not with Clutch. How many players from Clutch ever came over to CAA or not even CAA or play for Madison Square Garden?
Hey, look, you right, but it doesn't.
Yeah, hold on, no, he's actually wrong because Marcus Morris fired Rich Paul for that simple fact of that deal when he signed with the Knicks over the Spurs. So we do have relationships with Clutch.
Okay.
It's just that it might not be the relationships you want it to be. You know what I mean? So when you make all these
talking about good relationships,
it doesn't matter. Relationship is a relationship.
And there's a difference between
you know why Dante
But Rob, listen, I just want to say this real quick. There's a difference between connections and relationships. Right. Just because you connected don't mean you have a relationship. Like I'm connected to a lot of people in Knicks universe, but I got a relationship with Stafford Don. That's my man. You know what I'm saying? Like no doubt. Yeah. So there is a difference when you put it that way. You know what I'm saying?
But
I just wanted to. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're 100% right. I don't have no disagreement with that. But what I want to say towards that is this here. Look, what we did with Detroit in a week span. Now you have a relationship. You drafted Ivory. We talked about it. We gave you Durham to stay away from Mitch. And then you took Burks and Noah from us. One team that we dealt with that whole draft. That's a relationship. Nobody mad. That's a relationship. Okay. And we are building that because we did that with Dallas, with Porzingis, and then we was able to deal with them. Look, I bet you Mark Cuban is not going to call foul on New York because of what happened to Brunson. He won't do it because we built a relationship with him. He said, I will not give him up. It won't be no sign and trade. He said, New York, if you want him, show me you can get him. And then when we got him, he chilled with that. He got Porzingis the same way. Fair exchange ain't no robbery.
Right.
It's just
Hey, Ron, what I was going to say to you real quick is this. Just consider this. Consider this. I'm gonna pull this down real quick so I can see our faces. Consider this. Did you consider that we traded with Oklahoma City 3 years in a row? Right. So it's a relationship, right? So we've made trades with OKC 3 years in a row, right? We did a trade this year. We did the trade last year for 32 for 34 and 36. So it was Jeremiah Robinson Earl for Miles McBride and Rokas Jokipitis.
Yes, sir.
And I forget who the trade was the year before. Emmanuel Quickly. We acquired the rights for Emmanuel Quickly 2 years ago. And we also traded them Carmelo Anthony for Doug McDermott and Enes Kanter.
Relationship.
Right. So we have a trade partner in OKC. Did you consider that we also have a relationship with Detroit? Right? Because
yes, sir.
We made the trade this year, but 2 years ago we traded Dennis Smith Jr. in a second-round pick for Derrick Rose. You remember that?
From Detroit. Relationship.
Right. And so I understand. I think Rob the Knick is absolutely right. I think Rob the Knick is right. What I think though is that what we understate, and I wanted to talk to Stafford Don about this. I didn't get Stafford Don. I'm sorry, I didn't get a chance to, bro. It's been crazy around here. I ain't need to get it. You remember how we used to review movies on Saturday nights?
Yes.
I ain't even get a chance, bro. It's been crazy.
It's been a minute.
So forgive me for like things that look like missteps, but it's not because it's sloppy. It's just things been crazy. But listen, this is the thing that I want to talk to you about, Stafford Don.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever consider that Leon Rose is not Donnie Walsh? He's not Daryl Morey. Maybe Leon Rose is Sam Presti. Did anybody ever consider that? And look, and here's the thing. Here's the thing about it, right? I'm not just making this up because Sam Presti, in the grand scheme of things, Sam Presti ain't never won nothing. I'm just doing a comparison.
Uncle Freezy, you 100% right. He hasn't done anything since Durant and them besides put some good players together, and they've been giving him them props for 16 years, and he hasn't done anything since.
Right, but my point is the way that they operate. Right? Maybe getting a Jalen Brunson is akin to Sam Presti trading for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Remember, because SGA was not drafted by the Thunder. He was traded to the Thunder in the Clippers-Philly deal. Right?
Yes, he was.
Right? And at the same time, Sam Presti, the knock on Sam Presti was he'll do anything for a first-round pick. Right? Look at Leon Rose. We in here arguing with each other, you know what I'm saying? Frustrated with each other that Leon Rose traded the 11 pick to get more first-round picks. Right? And so while I'm saying Leon Rose may be different from what we pegged him to be, I do think we can at least compare the GM or the team president styling to Sam Presti, right? And so for those that don't see past, like for those of us that can't see past our nose, what I want you to do is trust that there are other people in the room that can spot these things from a mile away, right? Leon Rose is not giving up first-round picks, and he's not giving up 6 first-round picks for Donovan Mitchell. That's out. Yeah. We already know that.
Since he came here, you're right.
Right. You know, because if he could, he would have already done it. He not giving up 3 first-round picks for the DeJounte Murray. You know why? How I know that? Because if he could, or if he wanted to, he would have already done it. Right? Think about what Atlanta gave for DeJounte Murray, and think about what the Knicks could have offered for DeJounte Murray. The Knicks could have offered way more than that. But maybe this dude is not Daryl Morey. Maybe he's more like Sam Presti. And this goes back to my point of thinking about a conversation that me and Rob the Knick had back in December. Back in early December, I'll never forget this as long as I live. My wife had a issue. She in the hospital. I'm sitting at the hospital bed. My phone just blowing up off the hook. Family members just calling me. And then I get a call, and it's Rob the Knick. And I'm like, oh boy, what Rob the Knick? Rob the Knick get ready to cuss me out. So I pick up the phone because at the time I just needed to be cussed out. I had a feeling in my spirit I just needed to be cussed out, right? Rob the Knick called me. I'm like, hey man. He's like, yo, you watching the game? Yeah, I'm watching the game. What I told you about Grimes? And on TV, the ABC game was I can't remember the exact date, but it's the game that Quentin Grimes was killing the Milwaukee Bucks on a Sunday afternoon. And I'm like, oh gee, man, I'm tired, man. I got to go to work tonight, man. He's like, yeah, all I got is one more thing to tell you. and the conversation went on for about an hour and a half, right? And basically what the OG was saying is you can't judge a book by its cover, right? You can't judge a book by its cover. Like you can't say Leon Rose is this one thing because he looks like this one thing, right? Like, because in Knicks universe, people call Leon Rose the Don, the mafioso, all the Godfather, all this stuff. What if Leon Rose is a nerd like Sam Presti, right? And so we judging him on what he
I'm gonna have
looks
to
like he's
salute y'all,
doing.
brothers. I got to go.
Man,
Crazy. I'm gonna holler back. Hey, look,
okay.
wifey over here, she killing me. I'm getting ready. I might be sleeping
don't
in the
get killed,
hallway
bro.
of the hotel if I keep on
Don't
playing
get killed,
around.
bro.
You better lock off right now. Good night, Rob.
All right, bro.
I got y'all, brothers.
All
But
right.
I'm gonna listen though on the low. I'm gonna listen on the low. I love
All
y'all.
right. All right. All right, bro. All right. So Rob the Nick was telling me like all these things about Leon Rose, right? And I was like, man, I don't want to hear that because he looked like the mafioso. And at the time, I was judging a book by its cover because I had no other intel to go by. Right? But then it dawned on me, why don't you just pay attention? Why don't you just pay attention? Just pay attention to what he's doing. Maybe he a nerd. Maybe he is the dude like Sam Presti that can quote a Tribe Called Quest rap album from front to back. Sam Presti is a Tribe Called Quest fan. He loved hip hop. He a nerd. He a mathematician. Maybe Leon Rose is all of that stuff and not the Don. Maybe he's not Scarface. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he don't wear black and white suits and have drivers. Maybe he's not the American gangster. Maybe he's something different. Right? And I say that to y'all to say this. At this point in the game, going into year 3, should we judge Leon Rose on his actions and not his perception?
Should we judge Leon Rose on his action, not his perception?
Perception, yes.
Well, let's say actions speak louder than words, Freezy. And we are not in the room to really sit down and hear the negotiations of what's going on. So I say we have to judge him on his actions. Because we don't know, nobody don't know him personally on this panel. We can't just call him up and say, hey, Leon Rose, what's the 411 on the team? What, are we moving on? Is there still a move to be made with all these draft picks that we accumulated? Right. So I would say it is his actions, because just like the whole Brunson thing, it was an action, and people reacted. Some is on the left, some is on the right.
Right.
And moving forward with whatever moves that he make, we'll be able to probably kind of judge him some more. But for right now, we know that he's a person that doesn't like the camera. He doesn't speak a lot.
Right.
He does the private interviews. People don't like that. People think it's a disrespect. So all these things we could see about him and get to know his personality at the same time. So I think moving forward, in my opinion, I think we have to judge him on his actions and his moves of the organization.
Okay. Yo, Chuck still in the chat. Chuck, you here?
Yeah, I'm still here.
How you feeling, bro?
I'm good. I'm good.
I want to ask you this. and it's twofold. How do
Okay.
you feel about judging a book by its cover, and how do you feel about the perception Knicks fans have of Leon Rose? And you can answer those in two separate statements or blend them together, however you feel comfortable.
So when it comes to judging a book by its cover, sometimes that's all you have to go off of to even pick a book up to begin with.
Right.
Is what does the cover look like?
Right.
So I guess if you want to relate that to Leon Rose, is pretty much the same thing. We don't have anything to go off of. We haven't read it yet. You know, we're just going off by how it looks. The cover looks interesting, right?
Right.
The title seems captivating.
Right.
But once you read the book, it's not anything close to what the title suggests or the cover looks like. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely following you on Leon Rose might not be what his perception may be projecting. I feel like when it comes to the front office, you're just gonna have to take it one step at a time. You know what I'm saying? This thing is like an onion, man. It has layers to it.
Right. I thought you was gonna say it make you cry. Hey Chuck, just to make you laugh real quick, because I know you and your thought, but I said that because you and I had a conversation about music about 3 weeks ago. Guess what song I bought last night? I bought this song called "Emotions Make You Cry Sometimes" by H-Town.
Of course. Of course you did.
Oh my goodness, bro. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry for interrupting, man. I'm sorry for interrupting.
No. Okay, so I feel like those two questions were leading into something bigger, a bigger conversation. Let's do it.
Right. The reason why I say that is because of this. Okay, so I'm from Jersey City. I'm from New Jersey, right? And I'm trigger quick. You know how people quick on the trigger? Like if something happened, I'm reactionary. I'm knee jerk. I can't help it. Because I'm from the tri-state area. I can't help it. You got to be fast, bro. You got to be quick. Stop wasting my time. Hurry up. You know what I'm saying? This is how I grew up, right?
Right.
But at the same time, sometimes you have to give things insight, forethought. You have to be a thinker for certain things. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You got to be reflective, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? You have to have patience with some stuff, right? But that's not how I was brought up, right? Because the term New York Minute is a term for a reason, right?
Right.
But Leon Rose doesn't seem to be that. Leon Rose seems to be more patient and measured and quiet. And then that goes back to another term that I heard as a youth. Don't mess with him. He quiet money. Don't mess with him. He quiet money. Right? And so for those that don't know what quiet money means, is he don't have to speak. You know what I'm saying? He don't have to showboat. He ain't flashy. But he rocks solid. He rocks steady. Another term from back in the day. He rocks steady. You know what I'm saying? Is Leon Rose that in your opinion?
So far, I'm gonna say yes, because whether we like the moves or not, I felt like they were all calculated. Even even the additions that didn't work, that was based on how that roster performed and how they didn't perform in the playoffs. Okay, so we need more shooting. Let's get more shooting. Okay, when we bring in more shooting, it does something to our offense and defense. Okay, so we have to reverse this move. And in one off season, in a day and a half, he damn near rectified the moves and signings that were made in the previous off season. Almost like started from scratch. I'm not going to jump the gun every time someone in the media says this is the star that the New York Knicks need to get. These are the moves the New York Knicks need to make. I think the acquisition of the first round picks, the maneuvering of the roster shows that Leon is in it for the long haul.
Right.
He's not going to make the Leon is going to make the best move for the organization. Okay. Because sometimes what we think is the right move is not the best move.
Especially in the moment, right? Especially in the moment, right?
Right.
You know how sometimes the moment causes us to make a rash decision, right? Like you ever been with the lady that when it start raining, she take off running with her high heels, and the first thing she do is break a heel on her favorite shoe?
Yes.
Instead of chilling out and just getting wet for the moment. I've been with Mo. Mo, like it'll start raining, boom, boom, boom. Raindrops start coming. She start raining, oh, and then she break a heel on some $200 shoes that she put in the cart and made me pay for. Right now, I gotta either go to this old man that I don't like, that's right over here by the railroad tracks. They got a shoe store. I don't like him because he talked to everybody like they little boys, right? No matter how old you is, so he 80 something, right? I'm older than I ain't no little boy. He like, hey boy, put the shoes over there, boy. Hey, Soul Finger, can you imagine Soul Finger? Can you imagine 80-year-old man? Hey boy, put them shoes over, boy. What are you talking to? I'll push your or instead of going through that hassle, buy Mo some more $200 shoes. Why did you just chill? Slow down. It's raining. Rain ain't never hurt them. It ain't Hugo out here. It's just rain. Right? And I know in the moment you want to take off running. Like, oh my God, it's raining. My hair gonna get wet.
Right.
Now, you know what I'm saying? I would rather pay that bread for the hairdo than pay all that money for that shoe.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so our GMs, our team presidents, before our team presidents and all that stuff, they would do the reactionary move. Say Boston signed somebody, Philly signed somebody. Then the Knicks team president feel, oh, we got to keep up with the Joneses. We got to go sign Kevin Durant to a max deal. And miss out on Kevin Durant. He go to Brooklyn. And we wind up with Bobby Portis. Reactionary.
Right. Well, that blueprint has already been out. So I guess you coming in, you should know, don't follow this blueprint because it hadn't been working for them for at least 3 decades.
I just want to chime in real quick.
Sure.
I think when told himself he can't flop, meaning say he can't not get the job done. So what he did, I think, in my opinion, he put together a super team. He got Wes, he got Walt Perrin, he got himself, and whoever else that's around him that he think that's a great basketball mind. And I think with all of that combination, he's able to make a solid decision. Because look at all these friendly contracts that we were able to move, as Chuck said, within 1 day.
1 day.
You know, you got to give it up to the capologist, whoever that person. I think it's Walt Perrin, right?
Brock Allah.
Brock Allah. I forgot his name. So, you know, I think he put together a super team in order for him not to look bad. Because I mean, don't get me wrong, he got agents out there that, you know, a la Golden State agent, you know, turn GM, won championships.
Okay.
But with him now, you know, I think coming in, he had, and you know, this is New York, and we'll boot you out within a second. He had to put together a super team.
Well,
so I think that plays a factor in his decision.
Okay.
Well, I think when you are putting together a business team, you want to have the best of the best at each position. Just like on the basketball team, you know, you want all of your players to be able to bring something to the table, an elite skill that others don't, right? So you need a behind the scenes guy that can do some talking that you may not be able to, because you're not going to go to the clubs, or you might not go to the bars, or you might not go to those specific places where you can have those conversations with those people off the books, right? You need someone who's going to tell you, hey, as much as we like this player, that contract might not be the best for our overall situation, right? Okay. It would be great to get a name in here, but maybe that contract is not the contract we need to be looking for, or we need to sell them on this number right here. So having a capologist is important. You know, knowing what your budget is before you go into a store will keep you from being at the counter like, oh man, well, let me put this back.
Right.
Let me put that back. Right.
But the sign said this is what it called all the wrangling. Yeah.
All of that. Right.
Right.
And if this is your first time having a go at something, you want to be as prepared as possible. So I'm going to trust the minds that have been doing it the longest versus trying to go at it by myself. I think that shows a level of leadership that I think has been missing in the front office. Someone saying, I don't know what I'm doing, I need help.
Right.
And putting the right people in position. I think for far too long, we just had guys winging it. And like Unc said, being reactionary. Like, oh, we got to go get a 2-guard like Miami got a 2-guard. Or Boston has a 2-guard. Oh, we got to figure out how we're going to stop whoever won the NBA championship. We got to build our team to stop that. Right. And that's no way you build a sustainer or even a product that people will be proud of, in my opinion.
Right. Okay. Fellas, I got to get out of here because I'm doing the Knicks morning drive at 8:00.
On a Sunday?
On a Sunday.
Okay.
I'm doing the Knicks morning drive, bro. From here on out until I conk over and Mocha can't resuscitate me. I'm doing the Knicks morning drive and the Nixon Night podcast, bro. I'm going heavy into it, bro. I got to give the Knicks fans what they want.
All right.
Yeah, that's how we're gonna do it. We're gonna be doing vibes and stuff. With Chuck Allen and his sidekick, co-pilot Uncle Freezy. We're gonna be doing that. We're gonna be doing Knicks Morning Drive, Nixon Night podcast, and whatever in between. Right? We're gonna be giving the people what they want. Right? Yo, make sure you tune into Vibes and Stuff live in the mornings, Mondays through Fridays, 7 a.m. ish. Till about 9:15, 9:30 ish. Is that right, Chuck? Is that what we've been
that's
doing?
about right. Yes, sir.
Okay. Because we keep putting constraints on the time. We keep saying we're only gonna do it for 57 minutes. Or whatever we say, we always, because Chuck Allen and myself are so comfortable with the thought of what the show can be and what the show is. And sometimes what we start doing, we make the content so dope and we enjoy it so much in the moment that we forget about the time, honestly, to be honest with you. But guys, if you want to just, a different thing, if you want to get crunk up early in the mornings, just laugh a little bit about some stuff about life, about sports, about careers, about family, about health, about relationships,
vibes
and stuff live in the mornings. Chuck Allen does an excellent job. He probably one of them, in my opinion, and it's biased, but Chuck Allen is one of the best hosts on YouTube at doing what we do. And who knows, you may get some music or something. You never know. But here's the thing. Tune in to Vibes and Stuff live in the morning, Mondays 7:30-ish to 9:30-ish. Knicks Morning Drive after that, and Knicks at Night podcast. We're gonna be cranking it up. We're gonna be giving Knicks fans everything that they can possibly handle. We're gonna fill up your buffet plate till it run over with dope content. So for everybody that came through, man, I appreciate everybody. Y'all want to chime in something with something before we get out of here?
Yeah, I got one more thing for you, Freezy.
Yes,
I think this should be a great question for you to start off in the morning. Okay. With these 11 picks, because
I'm sorry, you jump in and out. I'm sorry. Can you say that one more time?
Are there any more moves to be made with these 22 picks within the coming season? Because I hear a lot of people talking about why we accumulating picks and we not doing anything with them. So I would love to hear your opinion and whoever is on the panel in the morning to find out, is there a next move with these 11 picks, or we're just gathering assets for nothing?
Just real quick before we go, we can touch on it in a few hours too. The first round pick thing is money in the bank. That's all that I see it as. It's the first round picks, some money in the bank. As long as you don't need that money, you just let it accumulate. But when the day come, say if you owned the business and you had an expensive business expense, you can go to the bank and use that money, right? Or say there's something that you want, like a new house, then you can go to the bank and grab that bread. But it gives you the flexibility to do either trade and go get a star or draft a star.
Yeah, but other people mightn't see it how you see it.
I don't care.
So I think
you've been around me. You've been around me for a few months strong, bro. You know I really don't care about what other people think.
I know, but I'm just hearing a lot of chatter. You know what I mean? So I would just love to hear people's opinion on that.
Right now, we can pose the question to other people and have the answer. But in terms of me, I'll have my opinions based on the things that I'll see, right? And then when it comes to certain people that I do care about their opinion, like Soulfinger, Stafford Don, Ron Cleveland, Rob the OG, Chuck Allen, Cully, GI, Ghetto Intellect, Subliminal 209, the list go on. So it sounds like a lot of people, right? But it's a few people that I trust their feedback and opinion. Right.
Facts.
And so when they say it to me, I will be man enough. Like the thing with me, Stafford, if you say something to me, like Stafford, if you say something to me, I'm gonna tell you how I feel in the moment. Ain't no sideways thinking like I'm gonna tell Stafford one thing and then think something. Nah, you know me, bro. You know how I am, bro. We
straight shooter.
Yeah, and that's the way I prefer it. Like because sometimes it'll come off and it'll rub you the wrong way until you remember who it is that's speaking to you.
Facts.
Right. You know what I'm saying? You know, I remember how your grandma used to be like, boy, you better go in there and put some lotion in with your ash behind. And you think, who you calling Ash? And then you be like, oh yeah, that's grandma. Grandma be getting me the dope Christmas presents at Christmas time. She be, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know how yeah. So anyway, we'll get out of here. Yo, thank you everybody for coming through. We appreciate it. We appreciate
Peace
y'all
and
for coming
love.
through, hanging out with y'all. We're gonna try to give y'all the dopest content we could possibly give you over these next few days and weeks and months and all that stuff. The off season could be a drag, but we not trying to have it be that. We working on a bunch of stuff. Y'all see the graphics? That's something new to Lawrence Tears too. I did that while Ron Cleveland was talking. Ron got into a soliloquy. I was like, yo, I'm sitting here. I'll just design a thing for us to look at while Ron chopping it up. You know what I'm saying? We legit trying to give you the best content we could possibly give you. Right? And we want y'all to be the best chat in the game. We'll do that together. Stafford, is that okay if we do that together? Can we do that together?
Facts.
All right, y'all. We're gonna get out of here. Thank y'all for coming through. We'll holler at y'all at the Knicks Morning Drive. I don't think it'll be 8 because it's like 3:18 right now.
Look, I know you wasn't getting up no damn 8 o'clock.
Hey, I'll be up, but I got a puppy though. I got a puppy that I gotta take.
I know you gonna walk in, but I don't think you're gonna want to come on no damn YouTube at 8 o'clock.
Hey man. So we gonna try to do our thing though. But thank you everybody for coming through. Steph, I'm glad you came. Soulfinger, I'm glad you came through. Smoking Nick, I'm glad you came through. Of course, Chuck Allen, my brother from another mother. I don't even have to, with Chuck. I don't even have to say it. Chuck already know it. He already know. Chuck is like my brother, man. We'll see y'all this morning at some point. Yes. We will be here. All right, y'all. Yes. Peace.